Hey, thank you for clicking on the play button. Look, I'm about to get right into it. We'll play this intro music real quick. But look, it's I wasn't gonna go live today. I decided to go live about 30 minutes ago. I've been arguing with Black Rosebud all day on my Facebook page because he won't leave me alone. No matter what I post, no matter what I say, he will not leave me alone. He got an argument for me. I posted something just now. I said, listen, MAGA, get in here, argue with me. Get in here. I posted something about Trump. Just come on, get in the comment section, yell at me. So that's I don't know. That's my motivation today. But the news is fucking nuts. We are in serious trouble. We should all be flying our flags upside down. We're under attack from within. This Donald Trump administration is insane. I'm gonna play this music. We get right into it. Thanks for clicking on the play button, bums.
You could have subscribed to any other YouTube channel, but you chose to subscribe here. So, hit that notification, hit that like button, and tune in with Adrian and Glib Talk. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's clear. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's clear. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 Let's all get right on the late night with a little discussion or a heated debate on sports, news, current events. Glib Talk is where you gotta tune in for facts and different opinions. This is Glib Talk, hosted by Adrian, who dissects the dichotomy of the fake news by its views. Trying to get to the truth, or we could just shoot the shit. We all trolls and his, that's why the chat stay lit. In the live stream where everyone clowns let off a little steam. So go ahead and smash the like button. You can subscribe to the page, turn on the notification for the live stream, and upload updates. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's clear. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's clear. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 I hope you enjoyed tonight's show.
I hope so.
If you are a
Damn
first-time
it.
viewer,
I could be doing something different.
hit that subscribe button. And then everyone who enjoys
Look, this
go
is-
ahead and hit that smash that
As much as I hate to say it, this is like therapy for me.
and turn on them notifications. So
The people in my household don't want to hear this shit.
this is
I don't think anybody wants to really hear this shit, but I'm not gonna stop going live when I get to this point.
Shout out to my dude, my nigga, Nate, for the track. Good looking. I am Bizzle Kong. This is Glib Talk.
Hey, that's my boy Bizzle Kong. He made that intro music for me. I like it. I think it's all right. I haven't seen him around, but he did send me a message a little while ago, so that was cool. But look, I have to make these videos. This news makes me crazy. The news makes me crazy, and these MAGA people make me crazy, and it frustrates my family when I talk about this shit. They don't want to hear it. They've heard enough. They're like, listen, we get it. The end of the world's coming. We know. I'm like, no, listen, let me tell you again how this is going to happen. They're like, yeah, we heard this story before. You tell it to us almost every day. We got it. We got it. We don't need you to tell us about the world's coming to an end anymore. Just talk to yourself. We don't want to hear it. So I'm going to go live and talk to myself for a little while. And hopefully someone hears this message and receives it the proper way and says, man, I got to do what I can do and work on my area of influence because shit's not going the way it's supposed to go. Black Rosebud, and me and Black is cool, right? But I am taking a break from Black because it drives me crazy. The arguing with him makes me crazy. I can't do it. So I haven't talked to him since November, and I try not to. Like every now and then I send a message and I try to talk to him about things that are funny. I send him a joke. I send him a video that I saw. But no matter what it is I say to him, it always goes back to Trump because he's only got one area of focus is like Trump. So, you know, I know he's in a cult. He hasn't realized it yet. But normally people that are in cults don't know they're in cults until they're drinking the Kool-Aid. And they're like, wait a minute, this is poison? What the fuck? Wait, we're drinking poison? Holy shit, I didn't know this was poison. So, yeah, I posted some stuff that seemed like it makes complete sense to me that most people should be against. They defend it and they fight for it. And sometimes I post stuff that's not even has anything to do with Trump at all, but they defend it because it's, MAGA, whatever. I don't know. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But before I talk about Trump, I just saw this post a couple minutes ago, and yo, what's up behind the bar? Thank you for clicking on the play button, my brother. Listen, avoid them MAGA people, dog. You gotta avoid them. I haven't seen you go live in a long time. I don't know why you're out of my Maybe I watch too much political news that I don't see your videos no more. But yeah, avoid the MAGA people at all costs. What's up, Mrs. G? Yo, look, right? I saw this story, and I said, man, this is fucked. But it's not surprising though, because this is America right now. The headlines say $6 million down the drain after district funds unlivable condos for first-time home buyers, and this is fucked, because they took money to subsidize these housing for these people, and they turned it into homes that they could purchase, and due to the fact that there was lack of regulation on what the fuck they were building, they built buildings that are unlivable. So they built them in 2021, and the people can no longer live there. The buildings have been condemned. The buildings have been condemned. And now the government is telling these people who were low-income people who qualify for this low-income housing program where they were able to purchase these homes in Washington, D.C., they have been condemned, and they want the deeds to these houses because they do not want to be sued by these people for these houses that they built for them that they can no longer live in. This is fucked. This is fucked. But I'm going to tie this into Donald Trump, but I just want to play this clip here. It's like 2.5, 3 minutes. I'm going to play a little bit.
Well, 7 News is on your side tonight, looking into what families are calling a destroyed dream and future.
Yeah, D.C. gave more than $6 million to developers to build the Talbot Street condos. Just 4 years later, they were deemed unlivable, and families...
Subscribe to Behind the Bar.
Our Washington, D.C. reporter
My Bridgeport brother
has been talking with those families today. And Felicia, they tell you they are not going to stop fighting against this one.
That's right, and that's because they say someone needs to be held accountable for what happened to them, because they say all they did was start their dream and what felt like to them an American dream. And then in November, D.C.'s legislation passed new legislation saying that it will not be held liable for the homes that it funded that were deemed unlivable.
So think about that shit, right? The government gave these contractors. The people are mad at the government because the government created a program to help them. But the government didn't help them. The government gave money to contractors who were people who had low moral quality, who built buildings that sucked. And because they built buildings that sucked and the government didn't provide regulation to enforce to make them build buildings that did not suck, they allowed these people to buy these homes that were condemned within 3 years. That's insane, right? And they're blaming the government, but the government was trying to help. But the government, if they really wanted to help, they would have regulations that will force these contractors to uphold a standard. And this is what the Republicans want to do all across America is deregulate. Make it so that way the people who make money off you can do whatever the hell they want, build whatever they want. This is some bullshit.
The district provided $6 million in funding to Stanton View Development and River East Anacostia LLC. They built 46 condo units, including the one where Davina Callahan's daughter took her first steps. The condos were supposed to be her family's forever home, but in 2021, Davina and other families learned their first homes were dangerous. Walls started separating and sewage seeped through floors. In November, a judge ordered that the families do have a right to sue the district for unfair or deceptive trade practices. But days later, the council, with support from the mayor, passed an emergency law saying that the district wouldn't and could not be held liable.
So look, I'm not gonna play no more, right? But look, the city, Washington, D.C. told these people, hey, listen, we know you want to sue somebody, but don't sue us. It ain't our fault. We didn't build the buildings. We were doing you a favor. We subsidized this housing for you. The fact that it didn't work out for you ain't really our bad, but it is. It's the government's fault because the government didn't regulate what the fuck they were building. This is the government's fault. Now, Donald Trump, because it always go back to Donald Trump. We're done with that story. Next story. Headline says Trump's incompetence is botching his own deregulation spree. Trump wants to deregulate. He wants to make it so that way the business owners can do what. Oh, damn, this thing is jacked up. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me fix this. This is not good. I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking at that. I'm looking over here at the other screen. Let me see if I can fix this real quick so y'all can see it. There you go. That might be a little better. So this guy Trump, right? It says Trump wants to deregulate the government. He wants to make it so that way people can sell whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They can pollute. They can poison. They can injure workers. They can make the work that you do as unsafe as possible. And there's no one to regulate. There's no FDA. There's no OSHA. There's no EPA. There's no Department of Education. Any person who wants to regulate how things should be done and make it a standard, a minimum, none of it. He wants to get rid of all of that shit. He wants it to be a free market and free reign, back the way it was back in the 1900s when the rich got rich and the poor died. Where the rich got rich and the poor died. I just saw I was reading a thing about the Panama Canal, and it says over 10,000 people died while they were cutting the canal by hand. They had to dig the motherfucker by hand in one of the harshest environments on earth. And over 10,000 people died. And it's only because there was no regulation on the work they were doing. The people who died were poor. They would love to go back to a time to when they worked you to death. You did the work, and if you died, you died. We didn't have to pay you anymore. That's what they want. A saving grace for President Donald Trump and other goons wreaking havoc across the government is that they aren't especially smart. This bare fact may shine brightest in the Trump administration's clumsy efforts to deregulate. The president, in laying waste to regulatory agencies, makes it look as if he's cracking down hard on regulation, but he isn't. He isn't because he can't eliminate regulations while those agencies remain in disarray. To Trump and his Doge Meister Elon Musk, deregulation may be a religion, but more prosaically, it's a process, one that requires by law the same cumbersome procedures that were necessary to oppose the offending regulation in the first place. Now, this isn't necessarily true. This isn't necessarily true, right? Because if there's no one to enforce the regulation, there is no regulation. If you shut down the EPA and there's no one to investigate the fact that you're poisoning the water, well, then you didn't poison the water, and there's no one there to hold you to account. So by shutting these agencies down, there is no regulatory function for the people to do, even though the companies may know that they're doing something that's against the law or wrong. They know what they're doing is against the law and wrong, but they want to do it because it makes them money. And if Trump makes it easier for them to do it, so be it. I wouldn't vote for this, right? I wouldn't vote for a country, a government that says we don't need regulations. And if you want to ask people, you should first ask the people that are living in houses that have sewage seeping through their floors and walls that are coming apart because there was no regulation on the construction. There were no inspections required on the construction. Therefore, they built homes that were unsatisfactory and unlivable within 3 years, even though they paid a real price for it. And the government paid $6 million to have the fucking things built. And on top of that, the government told the people who purchased these homes and have deeds for the home that if you do not turn over those deeds, we're going to take away whatever government funding that you're receiving for housing now. So you can keep that. You can keep that condemned home that's worth nothing, the deed, or trade that for subsidized housing and welfare. That's what the government told those people. Now, they should just turn over the deeds because fuck. But there's something wrong with our society when deregulation is the norm and the standard, when we should actually be looking at how the government, this is a function of them, should be to look at how they can make the lives of citizens better, to make it safer for us to live, to make our water cleaner, to make our air cleaner, to make our life safer and better. That's the regulation that we need. We don't need them to say, make it easier for people to make money off of us, and if we die, we die. That's what the Republicans are voting for. That's what the Republicans want, and Donald Trump is at the head of that. And he speaks about it all the time. Most people may not know how regulations impact them because maybe you don't own a business, maybe you don't do construction, maybe you don't. I work in construction, so I understand that the regulations suck. I get it. It costs money, but if you allow people to poison people, how is that better? If you allow people to kill people through the work that you do because it's unsafe, how is that better? I can't agree with it. I can't agree with it. For me to say something needs to go away, you're gonna have to explain to me exactly what it is. You can't just say across the board, let's get rid of all these regulations. It's too much. That's stupid to me. So, deregulation. Who the hell is calling me from Pennsylvania? I don't know anybody in Pennsylvania, so we're not taking that call. Oh, maybe I do know someone there, but yeah, we're not talking to them. Oh, this is another article about that one year. We're not gonna talk about that no more. We're done with the Talbert homes and we're done with regulations. And now we're on to Donald Trump is the fucking king, which is very strange to me. Donald Trump calls himself king after killing policy hated by millions. Now, granted, Donald Trump, he's not always wrong. One of my friends said today, "You think everything Donald Trump does is wrong?" I said, "No, not everything, but I mean, there's enough things I think he does are wrong that I can go with that he's probably wrong most of the time." In New York, they created a congestion tax that costs $9 to drive into Manhattan, and I had to go. I went to New York 2 weeks ago to see the Lakers and the Knicks play at Madison Square Garden, and I didn't want to drive. I said it already is expensive as hell. It would cost like $70-$80 for me to drive from Maryland to New York in tolls. So to add, $20 more onto the shit to go in and out of the city would suck. So we took the train. So Donald Trump killing that, for him to come through and say, "Man, we're not doing that no more." Hey, great. I'm still not going to New York, but how many people did you actually help? Maybe you help the people that live in New York. Maybe you help people that do business in New York. But not enough people to call yourself a damn king, right? Right? I don't understand this. President Trump has declared himself a king in an explosive social media post. Trump's reference to himself as a monarch came after his officials halted New York City's widely hated traffic congestion pricing system. There's something wrong with this motherfucker. The president, a New York City native, wrote on Truth Social, "Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king." There's something wrong with him. There's something really wrong with this guy. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Taylor Budowitz went a step further, sharing the message along with a picture of Trump dressed in the regalia of a king. And this is one of the pictures. There's something wrong with these people. There's something wrong with these people that he will refer to himself as a king. I mean, I get it. Whatever. Whatever. He's bombastic. He's a fucking clown is what he is. But for him to refer to himself as a king, I mean, I guess at this point, why would we be surprised by anything he says or does? Because he's trying to start World War. He's absolutely trying to start World War III, and he's not holding back. Calling himself the king is the least of our worries, even though I think this is a stupid ass story. But he does so much stupid stuff. I think it's really done to keep us from seeing what's really happening out there. You know what I'm saying? I posted this in 1939. Germany and Russia made an agreement. They said, "Listen, we both want to carve up Europe for ourselves, and we got some land out there that we think we could take. So we'll agree not to attack each other." And Germany went for Poland. I can't remember which land Russia was supposed to take, but Germany went for Poland, and Russia had a place they were going to take. Germany took Poland, and when Germany took Poland and England and France declared war on Germany, Russia defended what Germany did. Russia said, "Hey, look, man, it's all good what Germany did because the Polish people were doing genocide on some random people that no one really knew about. So it was okay that Germany invaded Poland and took over their land." Fast forward to yesterday, where the president of the United States tells the world that the reason why Russia invaded Ukraine is because Ukraine instigated this. This is actually Ukraine's fault that Russia decided to come back in there and take that land back. It's because there's Russians that are being are part of a genocide within Ukraine. That's the reason why we had to go in there and do that shit. It's insane to me. It's insane to me. And it's like that happened yesterday, and you would think that every news website that would be the top article Donald Trump said some wild shit yesterday about Ukraine and Russia, and he's probably pushing us closer to World War III than we've ever been before. And he's telling Ukraine, if you will not give up your land, if you will not cede everything Russia is asking for, we're not going to help you. Good luck, my brother. Good luck. And he's telling the rest of Europe, hey, NATO, guess what? If you help Ukraine, we're not going to help you either. As a matter of fact, why are we even in NATO? Because we can defend ourselves. We have an agreement with the person who's really the person who's causing the problem, Russia. We have a non-compete clause with Russia. We're not going to fight with each other. As long as they don't infringe on our stuff, we're not going to infringe on them. They can do whatever the hell they want. And since you guys can't defend yourselves, good luck with Russia when they come for you. That's what he's telling them. That's what he's saying every day. For the last week, that's what the Trump administration has been saying. Pete Hegseth, J.D. Vance, and now Donald Trump. Zelensky said, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Nah. It's crazy. It's crazy what's happening right now. And if you go to news sites, it's not on there. You won't. It should be the headline everywhere, but it's not. This is the headline though. U.S. launches nuclear missile to show readiness amid fears of World War III. So just so that way you'll know what will happen. In the book 1984, the reason why 1984 is such a fucked up society to live in is because of the nuclear war. They predicted this in 1950s or 60s when Orwell wrote the book. His idea was that by 1984, the world would have been destroyed by nuclear weapons. And that we will be living in this desolate world of nuclear powers after they destroyed everything, that all they did was hold the button so that way they could attack each other. So yesterday, the U.S. launches a nuclear missile to show readiness amid fears of World War III. Because why not? They said, hey, we didn't do this. What's up, Black? They said we didn't do this because we were trying to show that we could also launch intercontinental ballistic missiles the same way Russia did yesterday. This was already scheduled, so we did it because it was time to. It's time to start paying attention to what's happening, because it would appear as if Donald Trump has agreed with Russia that Europe should be carved up. And Donald Trump is agreeing that, well, maybe we'll take Greenland and maybe we'll take Panama. You can take the parts of Europe that you like the best. You don't infringe on what we're trying to do, and we won't infringe on what you're trying to do. That's what it sounds like is happening to me. And it appears as if what Donald Trump told Zelensky yesterday was, you're on your own, chief, unless you give the land to Russia. Which is insane to me. Absolutely insane. But it's not... not surprising. Hold on a second, Black. Let me. I don't have StreamYards pulled up. Let me pull this up here. Let me see. Next story. What's the next headline I got? Oh yeah, another plane crash. This was in Arizona. I don't even have to say that they fired all of these FAA people last week, right? Friday, Valentine's Day, they fired all these FAA people without cause. They say, hey, listen, you people work for FAA. You don't work for them no more. Just go home. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Well, guess what? The planes are crashed into each other still. More plane crashes than we probably ever experienced in a short period of time. Or maybe the news is talking about it more. I don't know. It seems like it's a lot more than what it's ever been. I don't remember hearing about so many damn plane crashes in such a short period of time. It seems insane to me. Glad Black Rose was here. We're going to talk about this, Black. Let's talk about this. Trump's approval rating slips as Americans worry about the economy. So you can look at this a lot of different ways, right? That, you know, Joe? What's up, Joe? Fake news. Fake news. Come on, bruh. Ain't no fake news over here. No fake news. This is all real news. Let's see. Let me get the link here. Let's see if this thing works. Anybody click the link? Click the link. This says U.S. President Donald Trump's approval rating has ticked slightly lower in recent days as more Americans worried about the direction of the U.S. economy as the new leader threatens a host of countries with tariffs. A Reuters Ipsos poll found. The 6-day poll, which closed on Tuesday, showed 44% of respondents approved of the job Trump is doing as president, down from 45% in Reuters Ipsos poll conducted January 24th to 26th. Trump's approval rating stood at 47% in January 2021. The poll conducted in the hours after the Republicans returned to the White House. Are you going to donate your Doge dividend check to the poor? Listen, I'm not donating anything to anybody. I'm not that kind of a guy. Listen, I'm a liberal, but I'm not foolish. Right? And if the government gave me something, which they won't, I won't qualify. Whatever the government's going to give away, I won't qualify for it. So, what's up in that? Oh yeah, you know what? What I'll do is I'll put these stories inside of the description box after, so you can go read them for yourself. I appreciate you coming through in that. Hey, Black, the link is in there. Hit the damn link. But no, I'm not going to donate anything to the poor. Right? I don't think is the solution to any of the problems is that me as an individual donating money or donating the funds that I receive to the poor. There's plenty of people within my area of influence that I can help with the resources that I have. So to help random people seems like a different problem for me. You know, I got kids in college and nieces and nephews that go to school, and I got all kinds of people that ask me for shit, that need help with stuff. I got plenty of people I can help without helping random people. Although helping random people is a good thing, if you can do it, you should. But nah. College is expensive as hell. I don't qualify for nothing. College is expensive. This is oh shit! Someone hit the link. Oh damn. What's up, Black Rosebud?
I'm just listening right now.
You just listening right now? Okay, listen to this. This is from Gallup right now. Gallup are the people who've been doing the presidential approval ratings since I believe it's 1936 or 37. It's like 80 something years. It's been a long time. They've been keeping track of it. They're the standard. Is what we use when we say this is what the presidential favorability rating is. So when they talk about that, that's what they're talking about. It says less than 1 month into his second term in office, President Donald Trump's job approval rating is 45%. Similar to his first post-inauguration reading of 47% in January. Trump's ratings on several issues that his administration has targeted in the first weeks of his presidency are similar to his overall rating, including in immigration 46%, foreign affairs 44%, foreign trade 42%, economy 42%. Meanwhile, slightly fewer Americans, 40% each, approve of the president's handling of the situations in Ukraine, in the Middle East, and Israel and Palestine, as fewer offer opinions of his performance on those two issues. So, last week, the Republicans were saying, and Black Rosebud included, about how much everyone loves what he's doing. But it was not above 50%. So, it was at 47%. It's going down. So it's not going up, but going down as more people are saying, what the fuck are you doing? And questioning, is this a good thing that you're doing? Now, I don't know nothing but how to read what they say. So if you don't believe that this data is good, then I'll say it's not good, and we can go forward. But according to these people who've been doing this for 80-something years, it seems as if more people don't like it than do like it. What do you think, Black? Still listening, or you giving up? Oh, maybe he's giving up.
Oh, you asked me something?
Yeah, nah. Joe Barron. Oh. Holy shit! This is a Joe has clicked the link. I've never heard you speak before, Joe. I don't think.
Howdy. Good talking to you. Hey, Black, how you doing?
He's on mute, Joe. I don't know if you can see that or not. But he's muted for some reason. I think he's...
Am I?
No.
I'm letting you speak, brother.
You are live on air, Joe. I think Black is having a snack. Or Black is just letting me get my... There's no reason why he's going to let me get my words in, because when I get ready to start talking, I'm going to talk over him. I'm going to mute him. I'm going to shut him down. So he might as well talk the best he can. Joe, what do you think about Trump's approval? You think he's doing a good job right now?
Well, so far, I mean, you can't say, if he saved $80 billion in 2 weeks, I mean, what's he going to do in 6 months? This is great.
wait. So wait, let me ask you a question about that. Do you really believe that they've saved $80 billion?
Well, on paper, what he's doing is he's canceling contracts, which is what we need to do. USAID is a money grab. So is the EPA. 80% of the funding for EPA goes towards giving out grants, not for actually saving the environment or cleaning up pollution. That's a fallacy. So a lot of it is, these government agencies, they just give grants out to, stupid shit. So if we can kind of coalesce that so that we're giving money to the stuff that needs to be done, that's what we need to do. What's happened is the politicians and all of the special interest groups realized a way to extract money from the government and then funnel it back into politicians' hands. That's what's going on with Ukraine. Do you agree that Ukraine's just nothing but a vacuum of money that's not going to serve us in any true sense? Do you agree with that?
I would say that it doesn't serve us in any way in regards to, I don't live in Ukraine.
Right.
Like if I lived in Ukraine, I'd be like, hey, listen, can you guys send us some more weapons and bullets and shit? We need help.
That wasn't the question. The question does it serve us. Don't beat
Hey,
around. We didn't
listen.
ask you if you live in Ukraine.
Hey, listen.
He asked you, is our money going to Ukraine? Is it a waste? Yes or no? You
okay,
want to know
wait.
something? Yes, he asked you a simple question, Adrian.
Hey,
Answer
listen.
it.
Your response to what I said shows the ignorance of the response. Because what I said was, I don't live in Ukraine, so directly to me, did it help me? No. Did U.S. aid money that went to poor people in South Africa? No, I don't live in South Africa. I don't receive the money. So did it help me? It didn't help me at all. Most of the shit that the government spends money on does not affect me as an individual. So the answer to the question to almost anything, no, it doesn't affect me at all.
But it does hurt you as a taxpayer.
But is it a worthwhile thing to spend money on, which is a totally different question and probably where your politics will determine whether money should be spent or not. If you believe that helping to defend Ukraine is something that America should not do as a foreign policy, then your money is being wasted defending Ukraine. Can you agree with that statement?
I agree with that statement.
Right.
Can you agree that all of these USAID, transgender in Paraguay, that's a total waste of government money, doesn't serve your purpose or the United States purpose, to get their money's worth out of it? Don't you see a lot of like garbage grants and stuff that's going out where it's not going to help either you or the nation?
Listen, Joe, you're not gonna get me to disagree with you there, right? $50,000 to go to some type of transgender study. I don't understand why they would do it. Wait. Let me finish. Just let me finish answering. Let me finish answering the question. $50,000. You are correct. $50,000 to transgender studies is probably a waste of money. Now, Joe, let me ask you a question, right? If you had $100 in your pocket and someone took a nickel and said, listen, I'm going to take this nickel and just spend it however the fuck I want to spend it, would you really be concerned about that nickel if you had $100?
What it is 6,000 people wanting a nickel. Like after a while, where do you say no to the nickel?
Right. It does start to add up. It does. Yeah. And I agree with you, Joe. But the fallacy of everything that you're talking about is when you say we have $1 trillion budget. I'm sorry. We have a $10 trillion budget, right? And somehow they've got American people arguing about $50,000 to some transgender studies that that's the worst thing that could ever happen to $50,000.
No.
Right?
You're looking at it wrong. It's unfunded liabilities. It's shit. We're using a credit card to pay this shit. We're using a credit card to give people a nickel. Is basically what we're doing.
And then, Adrian, you look at it right like this, right? You're talking about one program. It's plenty of programs just like that actually cost taxpayers more money than that.
Correct.
So you're not talking. You're talking about one thing. We're talking about multiple things.
Okay.
Hundreds of
Well,
things,
I'm gonna talk about
people.
Well, I'm gonna talk about one. The $450 million that they used to subsidize the farmers for Trump, the people that growing food, right? $450 million in aid was a government subsidy to farmers. Do you not understand that?
Are you talking Pigford?
I'm
Pickford
talking
case?
about U.S. aid. I'm talking about U.S. aid.
Oh, USAID.
USAID had $450 million in government subsidies to farmers. They took the money. They took the farmers. They paid the farmers to grow the food, and they took the food and they shipped it to places that needed the food. Now the farmers, if they didn't have a subsidy from the government to grow the food, they wouldn't have a customer to sell the food. So,
Hey, can I ask you a question?
let me finish.
Did they, you said
Wait.
they shipped it to
Let
people,
me.
You said they shipped it to people who needed it. Did they ship it to Americans?
No, it goes overseas.
No, they shipped it to people who
So
can't.
Americans don't need it, right?
Hey, Black, the food is wasting on in boxes. It's wasting in the back of trucks because they don't have anyone to sell it to because the government was buying the food and selling the food overseas. They were not selling it. They were buying it and subsidizing it. They were giving it away to people that needed it overseas. But don't you understand? This is the government subsidizing capitalism. These farmers thought they were capitalists. They thought they were capitalists. They were growing food that they thought they were selling to the government, and the government told you, no, you are a welfare recipient too.
Do you mind if I talk? Do you mind if I talk?
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, right? You said they gave it to people who needed the food. Would I ask you a simple question? Is it starving Americans that need the food? Yes or no? And should we use taxpayer money to feed other people in other countries when we have starving people right here? I'm asking you a yes or no question. You don't have to give me no explanation. You don't have to give me no whatever. Yes or no?
No, they should not.
Thank you.
Because we live in a capitalist society.
So people should fail, and we shouldn't help them.
No, we live in a capitalist society. So if you're starving, you should get up and get a damn job. That's how it works in America. But in third world countries where we've plundered and influenced them, we say, hey, we'll help you, right? The people who we're helping are people who we've made a conscious decision to help. Now I don't know why, based on foreign policy, we make the decision to say we're going to give $10 million in food here or $30 million in food. I don't fucking know it. I'm not going to pretend to know, right? But what I do know is that there's more food rotting in America than they're willing to give to Americans because we live in a capitalistic society. And if you can't buy the food, then you'll starve. And if you can't sell the food, you'll starve.
I hear you, but I think there's more to it. It's not. There isn't food rotting on the docks. That's not the way America food distribution and logistics work.
But where is it going when the government? No, wait. Let me answer that question. Let me respond to that. The government canceled the contracts immediately. Right? We're in a process. Right? There's a process that's happening. People are growing food. People are shipping food. That's the way that manufacturing works. If the government says we don't, whatever the fuck we agreed to before, we ain't doing that no more, what happens? The process stops. So wherever it's at is where it's at. If it was supposed to get shipped out, it ain't shipping. We ain't paying for it. We ain't buying it. So there is food rotting. There is food wasting because it doesn't have a place to go.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay, you just said that America has enough food, right? And we spend a lot of money on food. We have so much food that food is rotten, right?
Yep.
What I'm saying is, if we audit or the money we spend on food to make sure we don't overspend on food and so that food don't rot.
Uh-oh. I think you might be driving. Driving up.
No.
There you go. You back.
No. What I'm saying is, if we say we use that food and we spend that, we audit the food and where it's going and find out how that food is being wasted and why it's not being eaten, and we save that money on the food, audit and put out a proper amount of food so not as much food be wasted. How much money do you think we'll save on food per year?
I don't know. The food's not being wasted because people are buying it and throwing it away.
You said food is rotten, and you said we have enough. I asked you a question. You said we have way too much food, and food is rotten. I asked you that before I even answered the question. You said yes and yes. I said, wouldn't it be nice if we done an audit, find out why the food...
Audit of what? Audit of what?
Find out why we producing too much food, right? Audit it, produce less food, right, and save money.
Farmers are subsidized to grow food that they don't even need, right? They don't even have a customer for it. The government subsidizes it because it's unprofitable for them to grow less food. So they have all this land, they got to grow all this damn food. They grow the food, the government says, okay.
What that got to do with the question I'm saying?
I don't understand
Shouldn't we find out why the food has been wasted, and should we do something so the food wouldn't be wasted? Sell it, or whatever. If we got too much, maybe we just sell the rest. Shouldn't we be doing something about the wasted food that's rotten that you said is rotten because we can't use it?
You know what the answer is? You know what the answer is, Black? Hold on a second. I'm gonna let you speak, Joe, but I'm gonna answer what Black said. The answer is that the government stopped subsidizing the farmers and they allow those farmers to fail. Then there will only be farmers growing food that can sell food. And if you want to know the truth, that's what a lot of the bigger farmers would prefer. That's why they keep buying up all the small farms and they're trying to consolidate it so that way we get all our food from one person, because it's easier for one person to control it all than for there to be all these small farmers trying to compete at the marketplace, of which they can't. So, go ahead, Joe.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know specifically what you're talking about, but if a farmer, I do a little bit of farming, if a farmer has a contract on, agreed upon subsidy, I don't necessarily know if that has been canceled. I know USAID has been canceled, but worst case scenario, the way I would see it would be that the government ends up holding the bag on the food. It's not going to waste. It's just going to go to a different customer. And the contract, the farmer will always get paid. It's not like they're decimating Department of Ag, all of the funding from Department of Ag. Actually, I don't think Doge has even gotten to the Department of Ag yet, as far as with, doing any type of cursory audit. But you got to admit, Glib, 3 weeks in, if they cut $86 million, how great is that? They're saying it could be we could be getting $5,000 checks. Can you imagine what that would do to the economy, to jumpstart it, to really kickstart it? $5,000 in everybody's pocket.
Hey, Joe. I heard someone say something about, hey, if Doge is saving all this money, how come we don't get a stimulus check? Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why, Joe. Because it says, where's this headline at? Where's it at? Here it is. Despite Doge, Trump's agenda calls for adding trillions of dollars to the U.S. debt, because no matter how much money they're saving, $80 billion is nothing. Joe, the tax cuts cost $2 trillion.
We're 3 weeks in.
No, Joe.
Give it
the
6 months and we'll be at $1 trillion. I guarantee it. I'll even bet you that on that.
The tax cuts cost $2 trillion.
Adrian, what do most of the money from taxes come from?
I don't know, Black. Tell me where does most tax come from?
It comes from interest, right? It's already at an interest as soon as it comes from the Federal Reserve. It's already at an interest.
Okay.
So the more money you put into these programs, right, the more money you have to borrow to put into these programs. You have to borrow from the federal government. And every dollar that we print is $20 to the federal government, which keep on taxing us with interest, right? And that money goes in circulation with even more interest, right? So if we cut a lot of these programs that we don't need and cut off that interest from getting these loans to pay for these things, it will save a lot of money. Because a lot of these programs, a lot of the money we pay right now, not a dollar you pay right now in taxes is going to anything that you're so-called fighting for right now. Not one penny. All of it's going to some other shit. So if you cut the interest right off of these things, right, you will stop the growth and you will stop the inflation and you will stop the steady growth of debt if you stop the percentages.
All right, I'm gonna try to say this in as simple a term as possible. Right? If you had a bill for $100, right? And someone said, man, look, I went through the invoice and actually your bill should only be $50, but I'm going to take $200 out of your bank account. Did you make money? Did you make $50 or did you lose $200? Like, that's what's happening here. Yeah, sure, they're finding ways that they can save money in the government while also saying we're adding to your bill with $2 trillion. $2 trillion. $80 billion they found in a week. They're adding $2 trillion to the deficit. Right.
How is they adding $2 trillion by saving money? I don't understand that. Like,
I don't want. Okay, Matt.
You haven't told me what they're doing to add this $2 trillion up.
Oh wait, I'll explain it to you. The taxes that they're going to cut for the rich impact how much money we take in. So if they take away that money that they would have received in taxing the wealthy and taxing them only like 4 or 5 more percent, If they take that away, it creates a deficit of $2 trillion. So they're trying to find money.
Over
not,
10 years.
Right. They're trying to find money to compensate for what they're not going to receive. But it's nowhere near equivalent what they're finding. $80 billion is 120 times less than $2 trillion.
Well, yeah, it's 3 weeks in, and you got to remember that with this you're talking national. We have the national debt, and then we have the annual deficit.
Correct.
And that's pretty much what you can't have high taxes and not do any cutting. You have to do cutting, and you have to do something with the taxes to spur the growth. So you got to look at it. It's kind of a double-edged sword. You got to fucking attack both of them.
Adrian, can I put an example like this, right?
Sure.
You've been to restaurants before, right? When you've been to a restaurant and when they first open up, everything be good and you extra this and extra that, right?
Yep.
Pretty soon that restaurant got to find out how can they make more profit, right? Sometimes they don't give you the napkin. Sometimes you got to ask for the ketchup. The burgers get a little bit smaller. You know what I'm saying? They use a little something. Because in order to stay in business, they have to downsize. They have to audit in order to make a profit. Because sometimes maybe their food done raised or maybe the price of mayonnaise done raised.
Oh, we lost you there, Black.
Right after mayonnaise.
They have to do an audit, you know what I'm saying, to audit and see what can they save on to keep their business in case, even if case they want to stay in business or even if case they want to save and grow. They have to downsize. So anybody who has a business knows what an audit is. I don't give a damn if you selling dope. You have to know what to cut down on to make a profit. And now you have the smartest man in the world doing it for you for free and people complaining?
Yes, because the smartest man in the world says, now, Black, you tell the truth. I told you before this election, I said, hey, listen, you can't just go in and start shutting down these agencies without figuring out what to do, right? That's the plan, but you can't do that. You have to come up with the plan. You got to get inside. You got to figure out what they do before you can just say, we don't need to do that. So what did he do? They took over and they immediately start saying, shut down that. And then they realized, oh, fuck, we turned off that organization that monitors nuclear weapons. Fuck, we need those people. Bring them back. We shut down the FBA. We don't have any regulators for the food. Bring them back. Wait, you shut down the fucking people that do fucking measles and all that shit? Bring them back. We didn't mean to fire them. You can't just, without knowing what the fuck you're doing, just say get rid of everybody. But if you're a person who doesn't believe that the worker has any value or that anyone has any value, you can very easily say, get rid of everybody as long as you keep paying me. So get rid of all the contracts except my contract. The $400 million contract that Elon Musk have, which he says, I don't know anything about this $400 million contract, is still on the fucking books, and they haven't taken that off the books because we don't need, and Donald Trump said it, we don't need no fucking armored car covered EVs. But there's a contract for it, and they haven't canceled it yet. So I guess if it benefits them, it's good to keep doing it. But if it don't benefit them, then you got to get rid of it. What were you saying, Joe? I'm sorry, I cut you off there.
I think. I just want to see when they audit the Pentagon and the Fed. Those two things is what we need. And also, we haven't had a balanced budget since the real estate crash in '08. They haven't submitted anything. They just submit these omnibus bills and I forget what they call the reconciliation packages. But anyways, we're not doing what Congress is mandated to do, and that's provide a balanced budget. That's all long gone. We just blow through these projected quasi budgets. But if we hold the politicians to doing what they're constitutionally mandated to do and nothing more, we shouldn't give them any more power than what they have. We'd be in a better place. And since we're on this kick with Musk, he is probably this is like having Thomas Edison alive, like being alive when Thomas Edison is alive. Just a very smart individual, and you have to take what he says into account. I agree, he's not a god or he's not an elected official, but he's got the intelligence of probably 3 people combined. You got to give him that, Glib, don't you?
Who? No, I don't.
Give
No,
Musk
no.
Any cred or?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying he's not a smart guy. I'm saying, why does he have to be the smartest human person ever? Like Trump. Like if Elon Musk told me, when I created PayPal and I wrote that code and I designed it, it was perfect, and then I sold it and made money. If that's what he said happened, I'd agree with him. But that's not what happened. He bought it. He got money from his daddy, and he bought a business from someone else, and they merged together, and they became that. Then he took that money, and he bought Tesla. He didn't invent Tesla. He didn't come up with the idea. He believed in what they were doing. Now, is he smart? He went to fucking Stanford. He's smart. He's fucking rich.
Did you read his autobiography?
Fuck no.
No. You don't know too much about him.
I know that he didn't invent PayPal. He didn't write the code, and he didn't invent Tesla. He didn't come up with the idea. Someone else had the idea, and he purchased it. And I would say that it's great that you have an innovative mind, that you have the ability to market your product, you have the ability to sell something that people want, that you can create this desire. It doesn't make you a genius that you're fucking Tony Stark.
Well, do you agree about the space link? About bringing back a rocket and landing it on a barge. You think that's easy? Do you realize that he goes up against Boeing, Lockheed, and Northrop Grumman? They have this thing called United Space Platform. That's basically where they launch satellites. United Alliance, I think it's called, something like that. But he goes against them. They compete, government contracts to send satellites up into low orbit and mid orbit and stuff. But he competes against them, does it cheaper, and just blows the big defense contractors out of the water as far as with putting satellites in the air. You got to admit that that's a good thing to have competition with these war companies.
Listen, I'm not saying that shit is not impressive as hell. I watched the first launch that they did when they landed that thing, that they landed the rocket out there on the ocean. I was like, I was impressed by the technology. But
did Elon Musk give his patent away too?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I was impressed by the technology, but that doesn't mean that he's the person who was doing the engineering to make it happen, is what I'm saying. The fact that he owns the company doesn't mean he hired engineers that are fucking geniuses.
That's like saying the Eagles drafted a bunch of football players that can play football. That's the dumbest question. The Eagles won a Super.
Here, I'm going to respond to Indomitable Human real quick while Black is having the issues. He says the Musk contract was created during the Biden administration. That is a fact, and has in fact been terminated and rejected. That is not a fact. Elon Musk and Donald Trump played stupid when asked about the damn contract. Now, this is supposed to be the smartest man in the world, the most ingenious person we have on Earth. Everyone on Earth knows he has a $400 million contract, right, except him. Now, how the hell does that work out, right? That everyone else knows, right? Everyone else knows that this contract exists. It's been posted in all kinds of government forums and shit. Everyone knows it exists. The smartest man in the world is like, we have a $400 million contract? I didn't even know that was there. And then he turns down something. I don't know what no contract.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, Black.
Who is the owner of the Eagles?
Jeff Lurie.
Okay. Did he go out there? Did he throw one pass or tackle anybody or score a touchdown?
No.
So when you say Elon Musk didn't do this and he didn't create that, right? What you're saying is similar to the only reason why this dude won the Super Bowl is because he drafted a bunch of players that can play football. That question doesn't even make sense. Of course, if you're in the position, you're going to hire the best minds, the best experience, and all that. You don't go up in there and say, I'm going to hire somebody just because. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles won because they drafted the best, just like Elon was sent to the moon because he hired the best.
He ain't send nobody to the fucking moon. First off, but I understand what you're saying, Black.
Into space,
I understand. I was fucking with there. But here's the thing, all right. When people say Elon Musk is the smartest motherfucker ever. We should put him in charge of everything because Tesla, because SpaceLink. I say,
No, nobody's saying that, though.
I say he's a person who owns a business like anyone else that owns a business. There are plenty of businesses in America right now making a lot of fucking money, right? And no one is lining up to say, well, you should run the country because your business is making a lot of money. I don't think that's how our country is designed, right? And secondly, if we're just going to put it on who can make the most money, why would we have a government that should be working without the self-interest of money? Because it isn't about making money.
Right.
Unfortunately, the government is only in place to protect the people, to protect our rights, and to provide us with services that we can't provide for ourselves, that if we pull them together, we'll be better. Security, sewage, water, electricity, protection.
can I
That's
ask you
what the
a question?
government is for. That's what the government is for.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think Elon Musk? Oh shit! What do you think Elon Musk can do with your information that he can't possibly buy or he couldn't have done when he had PayPal? What can he do with your information that he hasn't already done or he can't pay for?
I'll tell you what he can do with your information. If you give me 2 minutes, I'll tell you exactly what he can do with information, right? Because he's fucking said it. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Let me. I'm going to tell you.
Don't give me everybody's. Give me your.
I'm going.
If you, what can he do with Adrian?
You asked a question, and I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to use.
Give me something cynical. Oh, this. And what can he do with your information?
I'm going to tell you. The government cannot go into your accounts and investigate you. The government cannot, right? The government, we have to agree. The FBI, the CIA. Will you let me talk? Dog, will you let me answer?
With your information.
Will you let me talk? The government cannot. The government cannot. They cannot. They cannot just invade your privacy. They can't go into your accounts. Yeah. They have to have a reason. They have to have cause. They have to have, it's not legal.
No. National Security Council, NSC, did 1.1 illegal record searches on U.S. citizens. And that means every single email they know of, every single phone call you've made, every single web page that you've gone to. They did 1.1 illegal queries into American citizens. So your supposition that, the government doesn't look into your shit, bullshit.
No.
And that's from the Inspector General report when they were looking at all of the FISA bullshit that they did on Trump and all of his supporters. So that's your government that did that, Glib.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I didn't say that correctly. They're not. Wait, because I'm trying to make a point. Wait, I'm trying to make a point. Let me make my point. You're right. The government is doing illegal shit, right? But there is a process. There is a policy, right? That you're supposed to start an investigation, get court orders, warrants, and shit like that to go into to check your financials, to check your information that is personal to you. If he has access to your information, and he said this in the thing, he says, hey, there are people that work for the government that have a net worth of upwards of $30 million, but they don't make that much money. Now, why would I think that he would want this information? Because they can use this information so they can get investigations on people who are their enemies. They can see how much money they have in the bank, how much money that they're reporting to the IRS versus how much money they actually.
Can I ask you a question?
Why would you ask? Why would you not let me answer the question? Because you asked me. Because you asked me. Because you asked me what.
They're not supposed to go after them because
who's the enemy? What are you talking about?
Crime, but you're my enemy, so I'm going to let that go.
Okay, wait. Let's clear something up.
Matter
Hey, wait. Let me clear something up with you, Black. Because I stopped talking to you for a very specific reason. Because I felt like, even though me and you should be friends.
You keep going now. You keep going now.
Even though, wait,
keep going now.
I'm going.
You're an enemy. I'm just saying
I'm gonna talk about the enemy shit. First off, I thought we were friends, right? And we were cool. And when Trump won the election, it appeared to me as if Trump had said, hey, go round up all the Democrats, you would say, hey, I know a Democrat. I know a person who's against Trump. You should go round him up too. And I felt like at that point, you were not a person I wanted to talk to anymore because I don't believe that way about Republicans. And I don't believe that people who have different political ideologies are actually enemies. We are people who have different views on how the government should be ran, about the policies that we should be doing, but not that, oh, if you don't believe my policies, then you should get the fuck out the country. Or if you oppose my policies, then I'm going to do something to you. And that's how they can use this thing that I'm talking about, that you asked about, how they can use it. That's how they can use it. Because if they can identify who's an enemy, they can use your personal information against you in an investigation.
Can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you thought that love me, you wasn't my friend at all, right? And for you to sit up there and say, right, for you to sit up there and call me all kind of stupid before the elections and try to say I'm from a cult and say all the Trump supporters are stupid.
We lost you, Black. We lost you, Black. The last thing I heard you say was, "I think Trump supporters are stupid." That still holds.
Hey, Glib, I
You
gotta
said
jump down.
I listened to you for months.
Hold on one second, Black. Hey, Joe.
Wait, Adrian, hold on.
No, wait.
I listened for you for months.
Hey, Black, we lost you, but Joe's about to drop. Hey, Joe, thanks for coming up, man. I appreciate you
Yeah.
clicking on the button,
Thanks.
man. Anytime you want to come up, man, hit it.
All right, and how about the same? Can I throw you a link when I go live?
Man, drop it in the chat. I'll be over there. Oh no, you can't put it in the chat. Put it as a comment under the video.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, are you on IG?
Yeah, I'm on IG.
Oh, actually, I'll get it from Black or something.
Yeah.
We'll go from there. But I definitely would love to chop it up with you more. I just got to run. I got people coming.
Appreciate you coming on, Joe. All right, Black, go ahead, man.
Thanks
Y'all
for
let me
having
down.
me.
The floor is yours, Black. I'm not gonna say nothing.
All right. For months, you have been calling me dumb. You have been calling me stupid, right? And you were slick about it, right? And I have, and through the whole time, I never called you dumb. I never called you stupid, and nothing you believe in stupid and stuff. I disagree with it, but I never called you stupid. Never called you a lie. Never called you a part of a cult, right? And then I was telling you this whole time what's going to happen with Donald Trump, right? And every time you like, no, it's not. And you call me a liar, right? Every time something did happen that proved me right, I was even more stupider, right? And even more from a cult, right? And then when Donald Trump won, right, we have a discussions, and then you don't want to talk to me no more because you know I'm right. That's being a sore loser. And if our friendship is based on you being right all the time and me having to be wrong for us to be friends, we wasn't friends. Because Adrian, it's impossible for you to be right. You to be right. Right? And I never discredit you for anything. I always pump you out, Adrian, you smart, you this, but nothing I say come out as smart. Nothing I say come out is cool, or nothing I come out is worth a while. Everything I say is a lie. Do you know what kind of friendship is based on everything I have to say is wrong and everything you have to say is right, or we can't be friends?
You want me to answer that question, or was that rhetorical? I'll answer it if you want me to. Yo, listen, hey, Black, let me tell you something, dog. I apologize. You know what? I was wrong, because I shouldn't have personally. And I tried not to make it personal with you, right? And talking about it, I get so frustrated.
But that's not what friendships do. I get frustrated with you, Adrian, and I don't take nothing out on you. That's what friends don't do that.
Look, we're two different
people.
people.
You as a brother, homie.
And I agree with you that I shouldn't. That's why I say, you know what, I gotta step back. Because it's fucked up on me, right? And I apologize to you, right? And I still get frustrated, even without talking to you. I read what you write. I watch you. I'll be like, man, this motherfucker is nuts. But it doesn't mean I'm not wrong. It doesn't mean I'm not wrong.
Brothers argue all the time. Brothers fight. But
Listen.
for you to take it out on me because we had a misunderstanding or a misagreement, you know what I'm saying, for you to not talk to me and do that, that's wrong, man.
Listen.
And you telling me, and you just told me just now, like, why you stopped talking to me, and that was even wrong.
Listen, I don't know if I'm right or wrong about what's going on. All I know is that it seems as if the Trump supporters.
So you said why you stopped talking to me.
I just told you
that's wrong.
The Trump supporters seem like, and you just listen to what they say now when it happens to them. They say, wait a minute, why is bad stuff happening to me? I supported Trump. Well, that's not how it works when someone says we're going to just get rid of workers. When they say we don't believe that workers should happen. Now, listen, you can say you're right about the fact that Trump won the election. I wasn't arguing about whether Trump was going to win. I was telling you what was going to happen if he won. I was hoping I could change your mind. I'm saying if Trump wins the election, people who are part of unions are going to lose union
See what I'm
protection.
saying?
Let me
You're
finish. Let me finish.
frustrated because you can't change my mind.
You're right.
Right? Look at what you're saying. You was only talking to me because you're trying to change my mind about something I strongly believe in. Right?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to change your mind about anything you believe in, and I told you that. And I always told you that your beliefs is your belief, crazy as they must be. But you're doing just like all the other people do, right? And what we say that all the left do. If I don't believe what you believe in, you defriend me. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm stupid. I'm this. If I don't believe what you believe in, and you and other people do me like that, right? I would least suspect this to somebody I call like a brother.
Black.
You know what I'm saying? Let them other people do it. Me and you have arguments and all this other stuff, but when
We lost you, Black. We lost you, Black.
other people, but do this and we have other disagreements and sometimes I even told you sometimes, hey, let's get away from politics and let's laugh, and you know what I'm saying? But every argument you have to win. You understand that? And our relationship and our friendship is based on you being right, or else you gonna hang up on me. You don't want to talk to me. You won't let me on the show. Everything is based on you being right and you being smarter than I am.
Hey,
and that's no way to have a friendship.
hey, Black. You want me to have a heart attack in my garage yelling at you on the phone? Is that what you want? Is that what you want me to happen? You know what I'm saying?
Most of the time,
you get me so frustrated
when
that
I called you last time, I say, Adrian, let's start laughing about the things instead of arguing about the things. Some of the shit Donald Trump do is fucked up. Some of the shit Kamala Harris do is fucked up. Didn't I tell you that? Let's start laughing about the shit, but you didn't even want to do that.
I feel you there. Look, hey, what do you mean I didn't want to do it? Every Black. The last post that every time I send you something now is it game through politics. It's always a joke. I don't even talk politics with you no more. I just send you jokes because I don't want to talk it with you because I don't want to fight about it. So I still reach out to you and send you stuff, but I know what the phone call is going to turn into. That's why I don't take it, because I know it may start off with us catching up and we'll joke and shit, but it's going to go back to the Trump shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I can't have that fight. Like,
Hey, we was talking Donald Trump for 2 or 3 years straight. Now all of a sudden Donald Trump won and you don't want to talk no more? You was talking 2 or 3 years straight every day. Now all of a sudden you won. You know what I'm saying? And I'm right, and you don't want to talk no more.
You're not.
That's why the friendship. They're like,
no.
like
I don't want to talk no more. No, Black. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. I don't want to talk no more because I'm right. Because I told you this is what was going to happen, and it's happening. And even though it's happening,
what's happening?
You can't see what's happening. You didn't. Okay, Zelensky was.
Exactly what I told you was going to happen.
Zelensky. Listen.
Exactly what he told you was going to happen. Yes, I see what's happening.
So maybe we have different views about what's happening then.
I'm not losing none of my rights, Adrian.
Maybe
I'm not losing none of my money. I'm not losing none of my rights. I'm not losing none of my privileges. I don't give a fuck what Donald Trump doing. It's not going to affect me at all.
Listen.
Donald Trump can't affect me when his law, because the same so-called black laws affect you, and the same laws he's gonna make for you, he's gonna make for me. And ain't none of them laws, I'm telling you, ain't no law that Donald Trump can make can get in the fuck of my way of doing what the fuck I gotta do. None of them. I don't know about you, but none of them can affect me. Not one policy. Not a nigga policy, not a tax policy, not a federal aid policy, not one policy that he can fuck with me. USAA, none of them. He cut all that shit off. None of them can fuck with me.
Well, as long as that's the way it goes, as long as it doesn't impact you, then you just keep doing what you're doing. But this is what I keep saying, and I've been saying it for weeks. It's not your turn yet. It's not your turn yet, right? Everybody's going to get a turn. We're all going to get a turn. He's fucking with the federal workers. Listen, I got plenty of family members that work for the government. They've been working for the government for 10, 15, 20 years. And for them to say it's kind of fucked up what's happening right now, because I'm not a person who was a low performer or who wasn't qualified to be in the position I'm in. But guess what? Now the government says without reason, we're just going to get rid of a certain percentage of people. So those people,
they had a thing with fucking Amazon. They let out 5,000 workers because they had to downsize. They got plenty of department stores. They let off people, and then they didn't let off enough people like Macy's and shit like that, and they had to close. Plenty of businesses do that shit if they not making a profit, or if it's too much wasteful spending. That's
Right.
any
So
business,
so let
man.
me so let me tell you something real quick, right? There was a time in America when they said, "Oh, if you work for one of the big three automakers, you get a pension for the rest of your life. We'll take care of you." Bread companies, all these different companies had pensions, and that was the hook. They got the people work here for your entire life, and when you retire at 55 years old, 60 years old, you'll get a pension. Then, after those people retired, 20 years later, they said, hey, you know what? All these people worked their entire lives to get these pensions, but we've extracted all the money. So we can't pay the pensions. So we got to cut the pensions. We got to sell the company. They almost went out of business. And the people lost the thing that they gave their life away for. The federal government, my mother worked for a municipality. She worked for the city. She worked there for 25 years, supposed to get a pension. When it got time for her to retire, they said, oh, shit, guess what? City's going bankrupt. No fault of hers. She gave her 25 years. But guess what? The government says, hey, we can't pay you the way we said we was going to pay you because we ain't got the money no more because we wasted the money. We gave the money away. That's now the federal government. You think, oh, well, the federal government, they ain't never going to run out of money. You worked there your whole fucking life. Well, guess what? In the Rich Dad Poor Dad books, the motherfucker said, and I learned this a long time ago, which is why I never devote my life to any one company or one place. No one guarantees to give you anything. They can take it away. I think it's wrong for the government to have promised these people that they're going to let them work there for 20 years and you give your life to me instead of going out and being independent or doing whatever else you want to do to stay here and work, and we'll give you a pension. And after they work 20 years, they say, guess what? We're just going to fire you without cause.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What year did retirement come into? You know what I'm saying? The pensions. What year did that come into? Like
With
into
pensions
law, like
in America. I'm not talking about by law. I'm talking about by company policy.
Okay, well, by company, when did it come into law?
I don't know. This is like in the 20s and the 30s.
In the 20s and the 30s, pensions started.
Sure.
That's when they started.
Maybe it might have been the 50s. I'm not necessarily sure, but like the big three automakers were the big ones that I could think of right off the top of my head. And Sunbeam was one that had a really good pension program, and they got people to commit their lives to these companies. They stayed there because they were like, I'm working for a pension. There's no companies that have pensions anymore. It's very, if you find one,
What you're saying is the pension is basically new, right?
No, I'm saying pensions is not new. I'm saying that pensions were there long enough.
Created in the 50s.
Pensions were there long enough for people to benefit from it, but
I'm saying, when was it? You said that these companies offer pensions so people can save their money when they retire.
Yeah,
right?
GM and Ford had great pension programs,
they had stock.
right?
They paid with stock.
They had
companies were offering stock. They weren't offering pensions.
They had a pension program. They had a pension program that guaranteed health care and guaranteed a salary for the rest of your life after you served your time. You give me 25 years, we'll give you the salary for the rest of your fucking life. And when those people retired,
it was inside their stock.
It was not inside stock. It was not inside stock, Black Rose. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. They probably got stock as part of their package, but that's not what happened. No, they were promised pensions. My mother wasn't promised stock in the city of Bridgeport. She was promised a pension. And when she did her time and she got near her retirement, they said, listen, if you don't retire now, which was before her pension was full, if you don't retire now, you're not going to get no pension because everyone who stays on after this year is not getting a pension. We're taking it away. We can't pay them no more. That's what they did.
First of all, you have to understand money, and I understand. You have to understand money. You have to understand debt, right? You know what I'm saying? And how money works, right? You're already in debt, right? Every American is in debt. The federal government puts you more in debt by putting taxes and all kind of things on your money and stuff, so they can put you farther and farther in debt, right? The federal, the people who we who we borrow our money from, right? They are not working, or they're not from the United States, right? They're a total separate entity. It's the bankers union, right? So they don't give a fuck. We have to borrow money from them, not using our own money.
Wait, what are you talking about? We borrow money from somebody. Where we borrow $2 trillion?
We borrow money from the federal government.
Where? What are you talking about?
We have to borrow money from the federal government in order to pay our bills. The Federal Reserve. In 1914, the Congress was tricked into signing over the bank, the Federal Reserve, and came up with a federal bank, right? That controls a central bank that controls the money, right? So all the money that we have, or all the money we get, we have to borrow it from the Federal Reserve and pay back them Federal Reserve get your money, right? They give you a loan, they get your money, then you put it back in the bank so they can borrow it out again, they can loan it out again. They can loan your money out again. It's a federal fraud system. And if you really want to talk about money, right? The dollar bill that they give you that you work for, not even supposed to exist because in the Constitution it says all money issued by state must be gold or silver, right? Any money that they give you other than that is illegal. So we even spending illegal fucking money.
That's in the Constitution.
It's in the Constitution. Google it.
Yeah.
The Constitution before the banks and all that and pensions and all that shit you was talking about, you have to pay with it with gold and things like that.
But
you have
we've been off the gold standard for 100 years now. Look, there is no goal to account for the money, and every year we come up with a budget and a deficit. And the only reason why we're able to pay our bills is because the government says that we can borrow more money and keep going, that we can keep running up a bill. That's the only reason why we're allowed to have a bill.
The people who are supposed to regulate the money is the states. The states are supposed to regulate the weight and the weight in the world. If you Google it, Google it right now and put it up on the screen.
No. Listen, for 100 years, over 100 years, we've been our federal government has said we're off the gold standard, and they've allowed us to have a debt. And it started in the 1860s with the Civil War, is when we first were allowed to have a debt. It used to be that everything that was bought had to be paid for with cash. And then during the Civil War, they said, well, we'll fucking let you have debt. And we've had debt since then. And every year the debt grows higher and higher. And every year we spend more and more. Now, the only people who complain about the debt is the people who want to cut taxes. People that want to cut taxes talk about the debt. But they never talk about the debt when cutting the taxes impacts the debt. So right now you're saying there's all this debt and we got to figure out how to pay it. Well, that's great. If you tax the rich people, you'd get money to pay the debt. But they don't want to pay the debt. They want
Adrian, you can never pay off the debt.
Well, no shit.
It would never get paid. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how many taxes or how many programs, how many things Elon Musk shut down. You can never. That would never go down because.
Hey, Black, we lost you there. We lost you, Black. Come back to the microphone.
What I'm saying is, the only how we can get our money, you know what I'm saying, or stop fucking with the federal debt or get out of debt, if we say, well, look, we're not paying your debt, right? And we're going to nationalize our banks. We're going to make our own money, and we're going to give out no debt loans on our own fucking money. We don't need your money. Come get like Tyson if you want to. Fuck you, right? Right? That's the only reason we can clear the debt. Or, on the other hand, right, how Americans go bankrupt if the feds call on their debt. Say, look, we want our debt. We want our money back.
Who's the they that's going to call the debt? Who is the they that's going to call the debt on the federal deficit?
Who we owe the money to?
We owe the money to ourselves.
That money.
The money,
the interest, and who we paying taxes to is not to.
The money is the money that we printed in order to keep going.
We don't print no money. Who print the money? You said we printed. Who is we?
Where does the money? Where does it come from?
Come from the Federal Reserve. Who is we?
Federal
Reserve don't work in America.
I don't think you know how money works.
How money works? Who print the money?
Okay. Let me ask you this question, right?
Who print the money?
Let me ask you a question. This is an honest question. The U.S. government has a budget. The budget is $8 trillion, and they're going to take in $6 trillion in taxes, right? There's a $2 trillion deficit. How does the government pay the $2 trillion? Where does that money come from? They're going to pay it out. It's going to pay out every year. Where does it come from?
Taxpayers.
No, the tax, there's a deficit, right? So there's less money collected from taxes than what needs to go out. But the bills still get paid. Where does that come from?
Loans.
So the U.S. government goes out to other countries and borrows cash. They're borrowing $2 trillion a year from other countries in the world. We're borrowing it against ourselves. We're borrowing it against ourselves, and we're guaranteeing that we're going to pay our bills, because the cash that has it's a cash flow thing, right? We're receiving cash, so we're able to pay.
I don't give a fuck what you say, Adrian.
Okay.
We do.
We lost you there, Black. You don't got you listen. You don't got to believe what I'm saying. We could change the subject and talk about something different. What I do know is this: is that people that work for the federal government were guaranteed retirements and pensions, and if you stuck around for 20 years, 25 years, whatever it was, you'd get it. And now they're telling those same people that have been around for 20 years, 25 years, hey, guess what? We're not going to give you a pension. Matter of fact, we're going to fire you without cause, and there's nothing you can do about it, because we're making it so that way the government is not liable, right? So you get the fuck out. The Supreme Court's going to agree with us because it's our Supreme Court. We're not going to pay you. We're not going to help you. We're not going to support you. Just get the fuck out. And you can think that's okay. I don't think it's okay. That's my opinion. I don't think it's cool that the government is firing people without cause, because they're saying that they want to reduce the budget so that way they can reduce the yearly deficit while cutting taxes, which is going to make the deficit higher. It's a lie. It is a lie what they're telling you, and what you're saying is inaccurate. What you're saying is not true. There is no, they're going to not pay the debt. The debt is our debt. The only thing that gets hurt if the U.S. government doesn't keep increasing the tax limit, the deficit limit for how much debt we can have, is that we won't have enough cash on hand to pay our bills. And if we don't pay our bills, our credit rating drops. That's a fact. But I don't believe.
Hey, our credit rate just dropped last year. What are you talking about?
Okay, all right.
Joe Biden didn't pay the bill. What are you talking about, right?
Listen, every time. Wait. Who's responsible? Wait. Who's responsible for the budget?
The Congress.
So if there wasn't a budget to cover the bill, who's responsible?
Joe Biden.
No, that's not how it works. I'm sorry, good sir.
It's his policy. It's the bills he signed.
No.
It's the bills he signed.
No.
Yes.
Listen. You have a lack of understanding about how it works. The budget is not created by Joe Biden. The budget is created by Congress, and Congress was run by who the last 2 years? Congress was run by who the last 2 years? I'll tell you. It was Maga Mike Johnson and the Republicans. The Republicans were in charge. The Republicans cannot create a budget. They can't create a budget. They can't even make a budget now, and they have all the power to do.
I'm just using what you always say. It was under Joe Biden, so it was his responsibility. That's what you say.
It's not, but it's not.
So
listen,
using your words.
But it's
using your words.
Listen. You can use those words all you want. You can use those words all you want. It's not Joe Biden's job to make the budget.
Well, it ain't none of Donald Trump's job on none of the shit.
It's not. It's not Donald Trump's job to make the budget. It's the Republicans.
Well, it ain't none of Donald Trump's job to do the shit you doing.
It is the Republicans' job to make the budget, and the Republicans have ceded the budget making power to Donald Trump. Now,
good.
so I don't have to say MAGA Mike Johnson's budget, because I know that MAGA Mike Johnson is just rubber stamping what Donald Trump said to do.
He's supposed to.
Well, if you believe that's how it's supposed to work, then maybe you're in the wrong type of government, right? Because in our republic, there's 3 branches of government, and in the Congress is in charge of making the budget. And you know why the Congress is in charge of the budget, Black? Do you know why the Congress is in charge of the budget? I'll tell you. Congress is in charge of
the. Listen to Donald Trump.
The Congress is in charge of the budget.
Not?
I'll tell you. The Congress is in charge of.
He's not supposed to listen to Donald Trump.
You don't understand how the government works or how it's supposed to work.
Asking a question.
No,
he's supposed to listen to Donald Trump.
The answer is no. He's not,
okay.
and I'll tell you why. The reason why Congress creates the budget is because the Congress represents the people. They come from all of the voting districts in the country, and they come with all of the interests of all those places. Now, Donald Trump is in charge of, he's the CEO of the federal government, but he has no way of knowing what's happening in Iowa or Wisconsin or all these places all over the country, right? That's what Congress is for. Those people come back with the opinions of their constituents, and they say, hey, we should spend money on this. This would help my people. And that's why Congress puts together the budget. And the budget that Congress puts together goes to the president for him to sign, for him to agree on. But it's not for him to make the budget, because the budget impacts all the constituents. And the reason why the Republicans can't get a budget is because Donald Trump is saying, put these things in the budget, and I don't give a fuck about what your people want. But the people who have to vote on it won't get reelected. And they're saying, I can't vote for that. I'm not going to get reelected if I vote for that budget. And they're pushing back and they're fighting against it. I can't cut Medicaid. I can't cut Medicare. I can't cut Social Security. Even if you want to get these tax cuts for the rich, we can't do it. And we also can't be as fiscally irresponsible as we were by allowing the deficit to grow so high. That's the reason why they can't get a budget through. Donald Trump is telling them what to do. They're refusing to do it. But Donald Trump is going to fix that, because he's making it so that way he can do whatever he wants to do, and everyone that's in his way will get railroaded, rubber, or run over. So you go along with the plan, or you're going to get knocked the hell out, including judges, including judge advocates, anybody. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why liberals and Democrats ain't never happy?
What do you mean? Why are liberals and Democrats never happy?
Hey,
Black. Were you happy for 4 years?
Yeah.
You received a stimulus check. You weren't happy. You received you received a check. You received a check from the government from Joe Biden.
I never got a check from Joe Biden.
You didn't get a check from Joe Biden? Why not?
I don't want that shit.
You didn't file your taxes? Why didn't you get a check? You should have got a check.
I don't make no taxes.
But if you file taxes, you'd have got a check. Everybody, I didn't get a check. Now let me tell you, let me be true. I did not. I didn't receive a check from anybody. I never got shit. But some people got checks. I ain't get shit. They didn't give me nothing.
Well, you got me out. I never got one.
Oh, well then you got good reason to be mad.
I signed up for none of the PPP loans and none of that shit.
No, I'm not talking the PPP loan. I'm talking about the.
I'm saying it was a couple of
the inflation. It was the Inflation Reduction Act was one. It was one of them.
I don't know nothing about.
You should have got that check.
I didn't.
The cutoff on that check was pretty high. It was like, you know what I'm saying, you had to make like almost like $90,000 to get cut off on that check. You just didn't. You missed out on that one.
And now they talk about some kind of fire recheck. I'm not signing up for none of that shit. I don't fuck with the government shit at all.
You say fuck. Listen, I'm staying under the radar, y'all. I mind my business. You mind yours.
I don't need that fire release shit. All this time you got the fire came in your house, the smoke came in your house, and you get $3,000. I don't give a fuck. I'm not fucking with them.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Sometimes it's great. I watched a video the other day of a woman who got arrested for some PPP loan. She was like, "That was 3 years ago." Like, yeah, well, okay. You know what I'm saying? Your ass is still on the list, motherfucker.
It can't come from me for none of that shit.
That was fun. I laughed my ass off at that shit. Hey, look, man. Leave Jose alone, man. Jose used to be a normal guy until you came around. He saw your post, and all of a sudden, you turned him completely up. He used to be like a 7. All my friends is liberals. He was kind of quiet, and then you showed up. Now he on 10.
It's the truth. I did a show the other day, right? And I just realized it, right? It don't matter if it don't matter if it's AOC, Ilhan Omar, the Presley bits. You know what I'm saying? Every Democrat, you know, even though they're out there, we should overcome with Elon Musk. Every Democrat is angry. You didn't see no Republicans on there singing songs and, you know what I'm saying, and doing all this whole shit protesting about Joe Biden. You didn't see that shit, right? These Democrats are emotional, angry. Hey, Black.
Listen, what you're saying is not true, dog. What's the dude's name? What's the guy's name from that was fired from Fox? He's the guy with Secret Service. He's got the Rumble account. You know the guy I'm talking about.
Dan Bongino.
Dan Bongino. Dan Bonghole Bongino. This guy every day of Joe Biden's presidency said, day whatever of Joe Biden's presidency, he's the worst president we've ever had. That's not emotional. That's not emotional. No. No,
I'm
that's
talking
not
about-
emotion at all.
I'm
Every
talking
day
about
of the
crying.
presidency,
Hey,
1,000
I'm
days.
talking about literally crying on TV.
I'm not
talking
crying.
About literally angry on TV. I'm talking about
I
you
don't-
got people on there crying
Hey
on
Black,
TV.
hey Black, I haven't seen it, and I'm and
You got
and
Michael
I don't see
still
it.
on there mad.
Listen.
Why don't you this?
Listen,
You got-
Michael Steele made a good point. Michael Steele made a great point. He said, "Listen, y'all motherfuckers is acting like this is normal. You're gonna lose the country if you don't do something. You have a microphone in your hand and you have the power. Why are you not explaining to the people what he's actually doing?" Donald Trump said to Zelensky, "You're on your own if you don't give up your country to Russia. You're on your own." Now you can think that's normal, but that's not normal.
Can I ask you a question? Right now, the Democrats have
Pete,
they lost
Pete,
approval.
okay,
rating.
I got
Wait,
you.
wait.
I got you. Pete, I don't want to talk about that. Pete Hegseth, who is the Secretary of Defense, told the European leaders, "Hey guys, if you guys don't do what we tell you to do, we're not going to help you. But even if you do what we tell you to do, we still may not help you." And you know what those guys said when they walked away from that meeting? Maybe the United States isn't our ally no more. Maybe we should consider them an enemy. This is what Europe is saying about the United States now. Maybe United States is not an ally. They're an enemy of ours now because they are siding with Russia, who is an enemy of ours, who wants to take over Europe. Russia wants to invade Europe and take their land back that they lost in the Cold War. And you can agree that maybe it's none of our business to be involved in it, but the reason why NATO was
Who said
formed,
America's an enemy?
the European nations of NATO.
What's one? Because I haven't saw that. I haven't saw
Okay,
that post.
this is
the show yesterday.
hold on a second. Give me
I heard them
talk.
say the United States probably won't support us, right? I never heard them say United States is an enemy. I must have missed that one.
Hold on a second. Here we go. Trump's America is Putin's ally now. Vance tells Europeans to stop shunning parties deemed extreme. Hold on a second. Let me find the article that I saw. Growing. Oh, that's an old article. This is 4 hours ago. Europe's politicians are beginning to grasp how profoundly their world has changed. They must now deal with an America that is at best skeptical and at worst hostile to the old world they represent. If there were any lingering doubts about the extent of Trump's willingness to make enemies in Europe, he ended it Tuesday night when he blamed Ukraine for having started the war with Russia. Such blatant defiance of the fact of Putin's unprovoked invasion 3 years ago shocked even America's most loyal friends in the region. Jesus, one British government official said privately in response to the president's outburst, "We now have an alliance between a Russian president who wants to destroy Europe and an American president who wants to destroy Europe." Now, this didn't make the news, but Michael Steele is saying why. Why is this not on the news? Why are they telling us that Trump called himself a king, and they're not saying that basically Trump is laying down and allowing Russia to do whatever the hell they want to do in Europe? This is what happened in Nazi Germany. This is exactly what happened.
What was the dude's name?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what his name is.
No, I asked you what was his name. You said somebody said it. Somebody left a quote. What was his name?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. I forgot his name.
It doesn't matter.
I missed his name. I missed who you said. You said somebody said that. I want to know who that somebody was. I want to Google him.
He says it's a British government official.
So it wasn't nobody who put their name behind it. And this is an article that was speaking on Donald Trump want to make enemies, not somebody actually saying they're enemies. Okay, I got it. It doesn't say no name.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think happened? What do you think? What do you think happened?
I got it.
What do you think's happening right now?
I got it.
What do you think? What do you think happened? What do you think? Hey, black.
You calling me a fact.
Black.
You're right.
Black.
You're right.
Listen.
I'm just
Hey, black.
I said you're right.
I'm going to give you a fact. I'm going to give you a fact. In 1939, Russia and Germany made an agreement. Germany said, "We'll do Poland," and Russia said, "We won't fight you. You do whatever you want to do." This is prior to World War II starting. This is prior to the invasion of Poland. This is prior to the Nazis fucking marching and kicking in the Blitzkrieg. They agreed, we're not going to fight each other. Do whatever you want to do. And in that agreement, Germany was given carte blanche to do whatever they wanted to do as long as they went west. As long as they went west, they can do whatever they want to do. And Russia had no problem with that. Russia and Germany were powers. Now,
Hey, I got somebody asked me, Annette Banks asked me a question in the chat, right? Black brother, a long time. I know there's a lot of about politics I know that's educated on. Please state why is Trump good for me? Why is Trump good for me? Because Donald Trump is a businessman, and I'm an entrepreneur, right? And my success depends on other people making money, right? As a capitalist, right? So the more people make money, the more product I can sell, which is my comedy, my product, YouTube, whatever I may be doing. Well, if people make more money, they can donate more money more freely, right? When people make more money and they stranded, it's hard for me to get donations in the things I got. So if Donald Trump created an economy where people make more money, it benefits me. If he make a safer economy, you know what I'm saying, it benefits me, right? If he lower taxes on certain people, so people, and I'm getting to a place where I'm trying to get to clubs and things like that, right? It makes it easier on me because it'll be lower taxes on me and more money for me to save if I was to invest in the club or anything. If he do something about schools, that would help my grandson, because it was school choice, because it would allow me, you know what I'm saying, to help make a better decision and back up a decision he may make on what school he's going to, right? You know what I'm saying? If he also clears the border up, right? What the border does is, I have a lot of illegal immigrants and a lot of drug in my neighborhood, right? If he clean up the border, right, both of them are not a major issue in my city, right? Major issues as far as illegal immigrants, as far as crime, as far as things like that, because we know who commit the crimes over here. So Donald Trump can do lots of things for me. You know what I'm saying? Just because it doesn't directly go towards me, but if he make the country a better country and a stronger country, I benefit.
listen, I want Donald Trump to make the country a better country too. I only get to talk about.
Is that good for you, that Banks?
Hey, that was a great answer, Black. And I'm not even going to say nothing negative about everything you said,
That's
because I'm going to say I agree with you. If all those things you're describing is what he was doing, then I'd say, man, you know what I'm saying? Fuck. Tell me how you going to, if the opportunity was, I'll talk about school choice. If the opportunity was there for my children to be able to go to private school in a way that I could afford it, I would send them there, right? But since I can't afford to send my children to private school, not without making some serious cutbacks in my budget, even if the government gave me money, I still couldn't afford to do it. So,
and that Banks asked me another question. He filed bankruptcy 4 different times. It's lots of people, especially in business, file bankruptcy. Bankruptcy doesn't necessarily mean you broke or you doesn't mean the business. Bankruptcy are filed on lots of people because they don't want to pay a lawsuit or for certain business loans and regulations, right? It's not a thing to say that you broke.
well, I would say that filing bankruptcy is not a good business strategy, and if you had to file bankruptcy, shit probably didn't go the way you planned. But
A lot of people file bankruptcy. It's also a way to postpone loans and things like that. If you know about loans, you know about certain things, right? You can file bankruptcy, you can make some money, you know what I'm saying, and you can postpone that bankruptcy until you get some more money to pay that back, and then you out of bankruptcy, right? It's a business strategy. I studied that shit. It's a business strategy. Even he said it lots of times. Plenty of people. You look at plenty of people like Mark Zuckerberg. You look at Mark Bazet.
filing bankruptcy as a business strategy for Donald Trump is to prevent paying people that he owes money to.
You're damn right.
He creates. So listen, just listen for a second, because I understand how you're saying it's good for him. If you were a person who did work for Donald Trump and you did the work, which is what happened with this Trump hotel in fucking Washington D.C. Fucking electrical contractors did work for him, and I know the electrical
I
contractors.
done it.
Right?
I done it. Remember, I
The
told you
electrical
I had the fiber
contractors.
optics. The same thing happened to me. Right, I work for a fiber optics company putting fiber optics inside LA Unified School District. The company fucked us. I went to court. I sued. I won. I still ain't got no money because the company didn't file taxes.
Right. So how is that a good? So why would you think that's a good person? Why was it? Listen? This is a terrible human being that says my strategy is to get people to do work for me, and when it comes time to pay them, I'll file bankruptcy. That way, I don't have to pay them, and I can keep my money. Like that's it. I don't understand how you agree with that. Like it doesn't. It blows my mind when I hear people talk like that. Like, oh, when he filed bankruptcy, that was smart. It was smart for him. It sucked. It sucked for the person. Wait. Let me finish. It sucks for the. Hold on. Just let me finish. It sucks.
Donald Trump filed, if the company didn't file taxes, if Donald Trump filed any taxes out that, they legally take it out of his money. He cannot file taxes, and he cannot.
What are you talking about? None of it. Black. Don't you understand that if you create an LLC, if you create a corporation, you are shielded. He pays himself from the corporation. The corporation goes bankrupt. How you gonna get money out of them? We don't even operate no more. So yeah, he doesn't pay. He moves on with his life. Someone said the other day, did Trump go to jail when his company was found guilty of fraud? No, because his company was found guilty of fraud. The person who went to jail was the guy who actually signed the tax form. He didn't go because it was his business.
Has nothing to do with that's the business decision, right? And
he's corrupt. He's a corrupt businessman, and he's full of fraud.
Right? How he's running the country is something entirely different, right? But how he's running the country, right? He's a populist. He's going on what most of the people believe in. Most of the country believe that women should play in sports with women. That's a done deal. Most of the country believe that you should deport illegal immigrants. That's a done deal. Most people believe that you should secure the border with National Guards. That's a done deal, right? Most people want to be energy dominant. That's a done deal, right?
Black. Okay. I got you.
Most people want to cut out wasteful spending. That's a done deal. Most people want to minimize the federal government. That's a done deal.
Black.
All the policies he's running on is populist policies.
Black.
That most of us agree on.
Okay, now let me tell you something, right? Because I think I'm not trying to insult your intelligence here, right? I hear what you're saying. All those things are populist ideas, and he keeps coming up every day. He puts out a new thing to make people say, yay, Trump's doing stuff for me. And the reality is that Trump is slashing the government budget so that way he can deliver a tax cut to the wealthy. You can say all you want about how he's trying to cut the budget. Maybe he is trying to cut the budget. But the only thing he's really trying to deliver is that tax cut to the motherfucking wealthy. And on top of that, his foreign policy has basically said, not only is America not going to be is going to be expansionist, right? Which America has not been expansionist since the fucking Monroe Doctrine. Right? It's been let me finish. It's been 140 years since America has said we're going to expand our borders, right? We're going to go outside the continental U.S. and take some shit. Like America is not part of our policy. America hasn't done it in over 100 years. And now Donald Trump says, "Hey, guess what? There's land out there. We think we should be able to take it." And you know what? You know what's motivating him to take it? Fucking Russia. So who is he partner with? He's partnered with Russia. He said, "Hey, Russia, you've been our enemy since 1949, right? You've been our enemy in the Cold War. We've been competing with each other." And Donald Trump said, "Why should we compete? You go over there and take what you want, and we'll go over here and take what we want."
Adrian, can I ask you a question? You want some Russia? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You said that Donald Trump is giving a tax break, and the only reason that he's doing this is to give his rich friends a tax break, right?
Yes.
Who do you think deserves a tax break?
What do you mean, who deserves a tax break?
If somebody deserves a tax break, who do you think deserves a tax break?
Okay, I'll change the question. How much of my taxes? I paid 18% of my net salary, or my gross salary in taxes, right? 17%. If a rich person doesn't pay that, I feel like he should pay, right? I'm not wealthy. I'm not rich. I pay fucking 17%. those fuckers should pay taxes too, and they should pay taxes equivalent to what the fuck I pay based on the percentage.
You pay property tax?
I pay everything.
You pay all the
I
tax
pay
that they
everything.
pay?
Every tax you got, I got.
You pay all the tax.
I pay it all. Every single one of them.
Okay.
I got it all.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Who has more invested in this country than anybody else in this country?
Listen, I'm not gonna play that game with you. I'm not gonna
That's
play.
what-
I'm not
you
gonna.
got
No,
more-
listen. If you believe that the rich deserve more, then you should give them yours. You
What I'm
should.
saying
But the
is-
government
what I'm
wasn't
saying
created. Our
what I'm
government.
saying-
Our government
the
was not
single-
created. Our government was not
single
created.
person
The
that got
government.
most-
The government was
one
not
person-
created.
The one person that got most involved in this whole country is Elon Musk.
Because he has personal
Right,
interest.
Because he also paid more taxes than anybody on earth. Right?
So?
So
But-
when you're saying somebody deserves a tax break, who tax break is going to be worth more? Elon 0.5% or your 50%?
It wouldn't matter. Okay.
No, I'm just asking questions.
What's up, Tiger Boo? What's up? It doesn't matter. Black. The question. Black.
Adrian a tax
Black.
break. Which one's going to help the country more?
Black. What you're saying doesn't
Which
make
one
any
will help the country
Black.
more?
It doesn't. What you're saying doesn't make any sense. What
It
you're
does.
What
They
you're
are-
saying?
the
Black.
rich people-
Just hey, Black. Be quiet for a minute.
The
Just
rich people
Black.
have more money
Be quiet.
invested in
Just
this country.
Just be quiet for a
Make
minute.
Black.
Black.
More money and private industry have more invested in this country. than
Black, be
anybody
quiet for a minute.
besides
Black,
like me
Black,
and
be
you
quiet
that
for a
go
minute.
have
Just Black,
a
just be
nine to
quiet for a
five.
minute.
They have
Black,
money invested
Black,
in the country.
Be quiet for a minute. Meta is laying people off. Now this is a fucking $500 million fucking company or some shit. Right? I don't know what the fuck they're worth. They're laying people off, even though they're getting a fucking tax break. So I would, if what you were saying was true, that them cutting taxes was going to make them invest more and all that shit, then why would they be laying off 10% of their fucking staff? It doesn't make any sense. Secondly,
Let me
let me
finish.
Just let me finish. Secondly, because all this stuff goes together, what you just said. Secondly, the government functions off of the tax income. You said whose money do they need more? Mine, my 17% or fucking Jeff Bezos's or fucking Elon Musk 17%. Well, their 17% goes fucking a lot further. But guess what? The government's saying that they don't need to pay the 17%. But who misses that 17% more? Who misses? If they took a 1-2% away from. If you wait, just let me finish. Black. I'm gonna mute you if you don't let me finish. If you don't let me finish, I'm gonna mute you. If you don't, I'm gonna mute you. Let me finish. Let me finish my thought, man. Let me finish. Them receiving that tax break isn't going to make any difference in their fucking life. This dude's the richest man on earth. Him getting a tax break does not impact his life at all, right? But to change my tax number impacts my life tremendously. If the government were to say, hey, listen, we need an extra $100 a month out of you, would impact my life tremendously. To tell a person who has $500 billion of net worth that we're going to tax you 1% of your income, of which your income is so low because he's hiding it, right? It doesn't impact him at all. It doesn't change his life. It doesn't change anything about him.
I didn't know Elon Musk had an income. What is Elon Musk?
He doesn't have a fucking income. So when you talk about him paying taxes on his income, he ain't got one. Exactly, Black.
I'm your point.
Exactly.
Your point. You said he paid income taxes. You said that he should pay 17% or whatever on his income tax or whatever. Because you didn't say nothing about what he's paying on property tax or anything like that, right?
Everyone pays fucking property tax if you own property. Everyone.
Income tax. I want to know how much income does Elon Musk make when he got to pay income tax? Because when you reach a certain bracket, right, you no longer pay income taxes.
You have no idea what you're talking about. You have Black. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm about to run. I've been on it way too long. You have no idea what you're talking. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. If you receive income, you pay fucking income tax. That's it, right? Elon Musk doesn't pay income tax because he doesn't receive a direct income. He hides his income through the company. So everything he receives is a fucking benefit from the company. None of it is actually an income. Even though.
What did he pay? Where the 17% gonna come from? What
are you talking about?
You said he should pay. You said they take out 17% of his money.
He owns a business, right? Elon Musk. Hey, Black. Elon Musk owns a business, right?
What? He pays business
Just yes
taxes.
or no. He owns a business, and the business pays taxes. And one of the taxes that Donald Trump wants to put is to reduce the taxes that businesses pay. He wants to reduce the business tax 5%. I don't understand why this is so difficult for you to say, right? And I don't know why you want to argue with me about how much actual income Elon Musk makes. If you, I don't
What
understand.
number should Elon Musk pay?
I don't give a fuck. He should pay what he's supposed to pay.
What is it
Right?
supposed to pay?
He should pay what he's supposed to pay. Whatever the number is that's fair.
On the face of the earth, what more should he pay?
What do you mean? He should.
He pays more taxes than anybody.
He pays a percentage like everyone else.
The number one contributor of taxes in America is Elon Musk.
So
what more does he pay?
So what does that mean? What is that? What is? Hey Black. Explain to me why that sentence is important. What you just said, that he pays the most. What does that mean? What is that based on? What is that based on? He pays the most.
Getting a tax cut, anything is going to affect you. What I'm saying is, how is it going to affect you?
I just told you.
In your household, if he gets tax, if he gets zero taxes, how can it affect you? And what I'm saying is, if
okay,
Black.
Okay. I'll answer that because maybe I'm stupid, right? I've only said it like 50 fucking times, right? They're cutting people's actual fucking jobs so that way they can give the tax break to Elon Musk and the billionaires. They are firing people who make $50,000 a year so they can give a tax break to people that won't even notice the money coming in because they've got so much money they don't even notice it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you can't understand that. I don't know why I have to keep repeating it, but that's what the fuck they're doing. And I keep saying it, and you keep saying, well, what does it, you say whatever the hell you say doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me because I'm saying the money that they're taking, the money that they're going to stop taking from the wealthy 1%, they're just transferring it back to them as opposed to it going into the government. Now, we can argue about whether the money could be better spent. That's a different subject. But what the government has decided was instead of taxing Elon Musk to the full corporate tax rate or whatever it was of 17% or 21%, we are going to reduce it to 14%, and then we'll fire some people that make $50,000 a year to make up the difference. That's what they're doing. That's what they're actually doing. So like and Black dropped off. He must have a technical problem because I didn't kick him off. But to me it's insane. It's insane to think that the best way for the government to run is to make it so that way the billionaire class benefits the most, while saying the regular citizens who actually perform a service to the government by being a federal employee don't deserve the income that they receive for the work that they do. And that's what Donald Trump is saying. That's what his administration is doing. And you could probably convince me differently if something different were happening with the government, but they're firing people without cause. They're firing people without cause and saying, sorry, hey, we understand that you're an American citizen and that you have a job and you've been here for 10 years, but we don't need you no more because we got to give Elon Musk a tax break. And I just can't agree with that. And I don't know how much money Elon Musk paid in taxes, but I do know that what the government said is that if we do the tax breaks that they're saying, it's going to cost the government $2 trillion. And it doesn't. And Joe, you know what? It doesn't even matter how much he actually paid. It doesn't because that's not really the point of it, right? Maybe that's the part that's being lost to me. How much anyone actually pays in taxes is not the point. The government is specifically targeting a specific tax bracket and corporations to give them a tax break. And in giving them a tax break, it makes it so that way the government can't function to its full capacity of where we're at. So they say, we'll make the government smaller, which I can agree with making the government smaller. But when they say, well, in order to make the government smaller, we're just going to fire people without cause. Now I say, well, wait a minute now. What's the trade-off here? Hundreds of thousands of people lose their jobs so that way Elon Musk and other billionaires can get a tax break so that Pepsi Cola and GM and major corporations can get a bigger corporate tax break, that we're just going to fire people without cause. Like, I get it. If they were saying we're just going to make the government better by getting rid of these people, I get it. But what's actually happening is
Hey, can I ask you a question?
sure, Black.
Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
How was them firing them federal employees affecting Adrian?
Well, I just told you I have
If you're
family.
talking about
I
putting
just
money
told
back
you.
into the
I
government-
just told you that I have family members that are federal workers.
Have you ever been to a job, right? And the company wasn't making money and they laid people off?
Sure, it happens all the time.
How you think their families feel?
It probably sucked for them the way it sucked for the federal workers.
Okay, so
Right?
that's a
So-
part of life. So people get
No, it's not a part of life. It's not a part of life. It's not. Hey, Black. Hey, Black. Hey, Black. It's not a part of life.
To make things more efficient is a part of life and a part of business, right?
No, because what's happening is the government has said we want to give this tax break to these billionaires, and in order to pay for it, we got to get rid of people. So 100,000, 200,000 people, whatever the number is that they're going to get to where they say we fired enough, those people are going to lose their jobs. And if you ask me, I would say that the people that work for the federal government, people that work for unions, people that say, hey, I deserve protection from my employer from being fired without cause should all be on alert right now to say, wait a minute. What the government is doing is not right, and what they're allowing to happen isn't right. I should not be fired without cause. I should not be fired because they decided to give money back to the rich.
So what you're saying is the millionaires not paying taxes is affecting your way of life.
What do you mean it's affecting my way of life? It's
Because
affecting,
you're saying
it's
that they
affecting
should-
everyone's way of life. What the fuck are you talking about? It's affecting your way of life.
They should get taxed more.
You listen,
right?
listen.
So the more money can go to the government, I guess so the government can do what? Spend money like they've been doing. So what do Elon Musk getting a tax break got to do with your well-being?
Listen, maybe I'm stupid, right? Maybe I'm stupid because I've only said it like 30 fucking times about how the fuck it how it affects me directly, how it affects everyone, including fucking you.
It doesn't affect me.
Listen, I read an article today about how there was 1,000 people waiting in line all over the country trying to get in the fucking federal fucking parks. The fucking government parks. They couldn't get into them because there's no fucking workers because they went to work on Friday and the government said, nah, don't come to work on Monday. You're done.
I don't have that problem.
Listen. The fact that it wasn't you don't mean it ain't a fucking problem. This is the talk. Listen. Hey black. No. Wait. No. Go ahead. No, wait. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be real fast. Annette Banks said that Donald Trump don't pay taxes and she pay her taxes. I don't pay taxes either. Does that make me a bad dude?
Yes. Look, I don't care about the homeless. Fuck them. I don't care about black kids without parents. Fuck them. I don't care about inner city people. I don't care about poor people. Fuck all of them. There's lots of people that have different issues and different problems. For some reason, Black Rosebud has decided that things that were important to him are important, should be important. Everybody should care. Everybody should care about single mothers and shit like that, right? Schools and whatever the fuck, right? But when you say, hey, you know what? My family member is going to lose their job without cause. They're going to just get fired because the federal government said a tax break should go to the rich. And he say, well, it doesn't impact me, so fuck it. That's how everyone should feel about everything. Step over anyone who needs help. Anyone who asks for help, fuck them too. You say give me a donation, say go fuck yourself. No.
I had somebody tell me that, right? And it was like, well, Donald Trump going to do this, right? And they told me he was going to do it, right? And I asked him a simple question. So if you knew he was going to do this, right, what did you do to prepare yourself? Right? I mean, if you know something coming, right, and you see this is coming, and it's going to affect you, and it's going to hurt you, right, and it's going to mess with your bottom line, and you see this coming, what did you do to avoid it?
What are you talking about? What you're saying doesn't make any sense. What the fuck could anyone do? Black. What could anyone do? What could any black?
You asked what I was talking about. You asked what I was talking about. This female I was talking to, she was talking about schools, and she was talking about how Donald Trump was going to cut this funding for the schools, and she told me and shit like that, right? And I told her, even if Donald Trump was going to do that, which I don't think he's going to do that, what did you do to prepare, and what do you do to prepare?
What the fuck are you talking about? If you're a citizen, you're a fucking citizen in America, right? You have a child that goes to public school. and the federal government says we're gonna cut the fucking budget to the Department of Education, which means that your school budget is gonna get fucking cut. What the fuck could you do? I voted. That's what you did. That's the best you got. You voted for a Democrat, and the Democrat didn't win. There ain't shit you can do. You don't make the fucking budget. What the hell I'm gonna do? Start a savings plan to fucking pay for my kid to go to college? You sound like a goddamn lunatic. That's the same way. But what I will say is this. What I will say is this. When I see a homeless person and the motherfucker say, hey, you got $1, I'm going to say, what did you do to prepare for this situation? You didn't prepare good enough. Step right over that son of a bitch. Don't help them. You see people that need money, fuck them. Don't help them. You see people, you know why? Because for some reason, Black Rosebud believes that Elon Musk needs $100 million more per year, even though he won't even notice he had it, versus
You know what I tell people? You know what I tell homeless people when they ask me for $1?
Sure. What are you talking?
If I give you $1 today, who gonna give you $1 tomorrow?
Listen, hey,
right? Because if I give you $1, somebody you always gonna be asking for $1. So this $1 is not gonna save you. So no, I ain't got no $1 for you.
Yeah,
That's what I tell them. Prepare. Because you sitting up here asking somebody for $1 and waiting for somebody to give you $1. If I give you $1 today, who gonna give you $1 tomorrow? You are gonna be on the same corner asking the same shit tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. So this $1's not gonna help you. Being prepared will help you. The same thing I was telling her. You sit up here waiting on Donald Trump to cut this. No, you said, well, Donald Trump for to cut this. Let me get some money, or let me do this, or let me better myself so I can better my son's self. Instead of sitting on your ass, collecting a check, complaining about what Donald Trump gonna cut. No, better your motherfucking self so you can take your son out of that position that he's in and put him in a better position.
Hey, that sounds like a wonderful plan. Hey, Black, thanks for coming up, dog. I appreciate you. I got frustrated. I'm frustrated right now, but I'm yelling and shit because I'm rushing because I got to go. But I appreciate you coming up, man. I was only supposed to be talking for like 30 minutes, man. You really fucked me up tonight, dog. Got me on.
Hey, hold on. At that bank, hold on. I've been telling that bank. When that bank, I get food benefits only because, you know what I'm saying, I'm on a program, you know what I'm saying, and my housing is low, right? So I use the government for my advantage, right? I don't pay taxes, I don't pay rent, I don't pay none of that shit, and all of it's legal. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is I use the government, you know what I'm saying, as an assistant until I get up enough money to start my own business, you know what I'm saying, and be a capitalist so I can move up out of here and then pay rent. I can stay here for the rest of my life and don't pay rent.
You a goddamn lie, Black. Your number is up, Black. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you right now, your boy Maga Mike Johnson has said it. He said, all you able-bodied motherfuckers out there that ain't working, your benefits is getting cut. And if you get money from the federal government, your shit is getting cut. It is a guarantee. It is a guarantee. Bet your money on that. If you're going to bet money, bet your money on the fact that your benefit is going away if you don't get a motherfucking job.
Even if my shit get cut, I don't have to get a job, because if I get a job, you know what I'm saying, all I got to do is stay with this program, and I don't have to pay rent for the rest of my life. You a
motherfucking lie. That shit is going away. Black Rosebud, I don't even know what program you in. I can guarantee you that shit is going away. I don't know what part of the government you think is happening. The shit is going away.
It's a lifetime contract. You can't go away.
Hey, listen. Hey, Black. Hey, wait. Just let me talk for a minute. Let me talk for a minute right now, because you just said something, and I've been talking about this fucking like 2 hours now about this whole government is guaranteeing. Oh shit, my bad. Hold on a second. I'm fucking up over here. Oh, the government guaranteeing something. How the hell is the government going to guarantee you something for life when I've been talking for an hour about how the government guaranteed these people pensions and jobs and shit, and they just took it away, and you think that they're not going to take away this benefit they're giving to your black ass for no reason at all? You don't deserve the program that you're in because you're an able-bodied citizen that can get up and go work, and that's the honest to God truth. And Maga Mike Johnson would tell you that, because Maga Mike Johnson just did a video on that shit for like an hour about how Americans is lazy, and we got $2 trillion. He said there's $2 trillion in cuts to motherfuckers who won't get up and go to work. They're able-bodied citizens that won't go to work. We're going to cut that shit.
Listen to what I'm saying, Adrian. I never worked a day in my life, and I probably never will, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to save up enough money, and I'm going to invest in me in the club. Right?
You better start saving that shit quick, because that shit's going away, dog. That shit is going away fast. I keep saying this shit, Black, and I mean this. I say they haven't got to you yet. You're on the fucking list, dog. You're on the list.
I got enough right now. If something happens to me, I got enough money. I prepared myself, you know what I'm saying? So if anything happens to me, right, as far as I'm taking the program or anything like that, I prepared, right? So what I'm saying is, I'm preparing myself and I'm using this program because I don't want to raise my son over here. I don't want to live over here, and I damn don't want to show. I can't damn sure can't lead this to my son. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of the system like Donald Trump do. Don't pay taxes and do like that. Collect my money, then invest in a business while I'm running that business. Basically do the same thing and then hand that shit to my son. You
Hey,
know what I'm
Black,
saying?
you know
To
how
make it happen.
fucking crazy it is that you say what you just said? How crazy it is that what you just said, right? I'm talking about my family members that have been working for the government for 20 years. They got degrees. They're respectable citizens. They've paid their taxes. They've done their part, and they're good at their job, and they're being fired without cause because the government says we don't need you no more. And you just said, well, that's what should happen to them. And then on the same fucking conversation, you say, I don't pay taxes. I never worked in my life. I live off the government, and I'm going to keep doing it until I get something better. But if I don't get something better, I can do this until I die. No, man, I can't, dog. I can't. That's the craziest fucking thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. The craziest shit I ever heard in my fucking life. I can't believe you said that shit.
You know why I said it?
Because it's true, I guess.
It is true, right? Because right, as far as America goes, right, I'm a product of America, right, and my heritage is a product of America, right. And people always say, well, give me no taxes, give me a stimulus package, or give me reparations or anything, right? So what I take it as is America is paying me my reparations, right? They're giving me something because they understand, right?
Yeah.
They fucked up on me. Look, they fucked up on me, right? I had no chance in life. I was raised in the drug infested neighborhood. The education system, you know what I'm saying, put me behind. You know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff, gang banging, penitentiary and stuff like that. America knew I lived the fucked up, and they put me in a fucked up situation. So they gave me an opportunity to better myself. This is supposed to be an opportunity because whatever I'm on, you know what I'm saying, it's not supposed to be something you live off of. It's supposed to be assistance until you do something better. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be a lifetime. Some people use it for life, but I don't plan on using it for life. I plan on using the system because my life was fucked up, and this is my government way of telling me you are part of America, so we're going to give you something until you get on your feet.
Hey, Black Rosebud. So does that mean that the government owed me something?
Huh?
Does that mean the government owed me something? I grew up in
Didn't
a
you go
drug.
to the military?
I grew up in no wait. I grew up in a drug infested, gang infested neighborhood. The government ain't never gave me shit. They ain't never gave me no. I've never listen, Black. Me and you are 1 year apart. I live my life the same. I live my life 1 year after you started, right?
You made better. You made
The
better
government,
decisions.
but what does that got to do with the how? Wait, what I'm saying is how.
You made better decisions than me. You went far for the country, done all that.
So why would the government owe you and not owe me?
The difference was decision making. You made better decisions
But why
than me at the time.
But why would the government owe you? And like I have a cousin that grew up in the same. No, listen, wait. I have a cousin that grew up in the same drug infested, gang infested area, fucking Bridgeport, Connecticut, right? And she went to fucking Boston College, and she fucking got a law degree, and now she works for the fucking government, and she's been working there for 20 years. She's a lawyer. She could have done anything. She could have done anything, but she got a government job, and she's working with the government for fucking 20 fucking years, and now the government says, maybe we don't want you fucking people around here no more because you people were hired by other administrations, not ours. So we're going to fire you because we're going to bring in our people. How is that right? How is that right? Right? This is the person who did it. Huh?
People, when you take over a business or when you take over a new administration, you're allowed to bring your own people.
This has never happened anywhere in American history. Never. What you're describing has never happened.
It can't happen.
Does
that mean it can't happen?
Well, no, it's happening. The motherfucker's doing it, but no. It has never happened.
It can't happen.
Black. It has never happened because if it. Let me finish talking. It's happening. It's not a question of whether it can happen. It's fucking happening, right?
So it's not illegal then.
It has nothing to do with being fucking illegal. I don't know. Man, know what, man?
What?
Know what? Hey,
is it immoral? That's what you're gonna tell me. It's immoral. That's what it is.
I've had enough.
Is it immoral? That's what you're gonna tell me. It's immoral.
It's whatever you want it to be. If
it's not illegal, what is it?
This is what I know. This is what I know. If you receive money from the government, and this isn't for you, Black. This is for everybody listening to this shit. If you receive money from the government, you're on the fucking list. You are on the fucking list. And it's only a matter of time before they get to you and they say, look, we're giving all these money to these people for this reason. And other people who don't receive that money will say, yeah, why would anybody give money for that? And that'll be the end of that. Whatever the money is you receive. Oh, they give money for schools? I don't even have kids in school. Why are we paying money for people to go to school? Stop paying money for people to go to school. Why should we do that shit? Why? Why should we pay money
if it
for
don't happen,
people?
then what, Adrian?
If it doesn't have anything, what? What's it mean if it doesn't
happen? Then
What's it
what?
mean if it don't happen? They're doing it. It's going to happen.
If it don't happen, then what? If I don't get affected and nobody on this channel get affected, and only federal agents and federal government and people like that get affected, then what?
What do you mean? If only those people get affected? Those people are those people not? Are
they
those
fire me?
are federal workers not people?
Huh?
Are federal workers not fucking people?
Motherfuckers work at Taco Bell as people too. They get fired all the time.
But they work for Taco Bell. I'm not talking about Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
What's the difference? They have a family.
I'm not talking about
the
fucking
difference?
Taco Bell.
They got kids. They got a house.
Listen,
They got rent.
listen.
They got
I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing. When I worked for Honeywell, you okay?
It's a part of life.
Hey, let me tell you one last story before I go. I used to work for Honeywell, right? And this is when Barack Obama was president. This is when he was running on his second term, right? And the president, the CEO of Honeywell, was invited to a president's council to go meet with Barack Obama, and they were going to give him business ideas of how to make the government better and better for business. And when he came back, they had a town hall meeting, and that motherfucker told us, he said, guess what, guys? Barack Obama is not going to do any of the things that we suggested. So it's not going to be good for our business. So if you're going to vote for Barack Obama, you're voting for no raises. You're voting for no bonuses. Because if he wins, that's just going away because we're going to have to preserve our money. You know what happened the next year? We made record fucking profits. And they had record profits for fucking 3 years in a row. Look Honeywell up. This motherfucker is making money over money. But you know what the motherfucker told us? As individuals, the citizens, the people that pay the taxes, the lowest wage workers in the company, we can't give you a raise. You can't get not a fucking penny more because the government is going to tax us, and it never fucking happened. Bonuses? No bonuses. You're not going to get a bonus this year because those rich people. Wait, let me say. I'm almost done. I'm almost done because the rich people said, the owners of the company said, we need to make money. They got bonuses. They got the corporate bonus. They benefited from the immense profits that the company made. And they told us we couldn't get nothing. And the government's doing the exact same thing. They're saying we got to give this fucking tax break to these wealthy people. But you poor people, we got nothing for you. Matter of fact, we're going to take something away. We're going to take away stuff because we can't afford to give it to you no more because we don't have enough money. But they certainly found enough to give it to the rich. Go ahead, Black. Say what you want to say about Internet Banks. Then we out here.
Okay, Net Banks, you say that can't be my mindset. Now, just because I don't have a job doesn't mean I don't work. I have what they call a product to give, and that's my comedy. I do YouTube. I do a lot of researches. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of comedy clubs. I host a lot of comedy clubs. I do hidden mics. I do skits and stuff like that. You know, and what happens is me having being able to get this hookup over here is allowing me, you know what I'm saying, to be able to save my money, you know what I'm saying, without having overhead, and allow me to invest more in myself, you know what I'm saying, to get out of my situation better. Because the more I have to invest in my product, which is me, you know what I'm saying, is the more I have to ability to make money. You know what I'm saying? So just because people don't have a job, you know what I'm saying, this is America, you can get rich plenty of different ways. You don't have to go to a 9 to 5. You don't have to do that. You know, and the job is just you working to pay back the government taxes so they can pay their bills. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that overhead. I'm not paying the government. People always talk about the government this, right? If I found a way not to pay the government, why is that? Is something wrong with that? If I found a way to beat the government, why is something wrong with that? It's not no mindset. I just found a hookup in the government and I took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make me less of make me lazy, because I don't think nobody who watch my YouTube videos or nobody who do my skits or nobody who see me do clubs or things like that, nobody who see me with my kids would call me a lazy or say I have the wrong mindset. I have the absolute right mindset. I want to be able to invest in something. I want to be able to invest in the club, and I want to be able to invest in the house, and I want to be able to leave my kids something. I can't do that with a job. I can do that if I have a product, and if I sell a product and I make money, you know what I'm saying, being a capitalist, you know what I'm saying, off of something I can sell, which is me.
Well, look,
So
well, look.
what's wrong with
I
that?
have a different perspective. I worked my whole life, and all my time working. I started working when I was fucking 15, fucking 14 years old, something like that. I received one unemployment check, one check from the government in my entire life. It was for fucking $249. I've never got shit from the government. All I did was work, right? And I have the ability to leave my children a lot. My children are going to have a nice inheritance when they receive what they get. So I don't agree with the idea that if you work, you don't have, right? If you may work and spend all the money that you get, but you have the ability to work and save the same way you have the ability to not work and save. So I don't agree with your idea. I've never argued with you about that because everyone has different ways of getting it. But I don't agree with
being
it.
able to do comedy and me being able to have a lot of free time, it gives me the advantage over a lot of free people because I have
Sure.
more time to perfect my craft, I have more time to work on my craft, and I have more time to promote myself. A
Yeah.
lot of comedians' time is cut in half because they have to go to work, they got to go to a family, they got to do a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying, to take hours out of their day. I don't have that responsibility, so I have more time in the day, you know what I'm saying, to do things. And the only reason I can do these things is because I believe in myself and believe in my ability more than a lot of other comedians do. I took a faith and a leap, you know what I'm saying, to do this shit. I didn't say, well, I'm gonna just put all my. No, I trusted myself. I believed in myself, and I perfect my craft in a way that people pay me for my product. You know what I'm saying? So this is so actually I do things. You know what I'm saying? I actually sometimes will probably work harder or even longer than some people when I'm editing and doing films and doing and getting ready for shows and promoting and shit like that. I just made myself an entrepreneur because I understand money. I don't understand jobs. I don't understand time. I don't understand. I have never been like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of people like me. You know what I'm saying? That's not lazy. That's entrepreneurs and don't go to work and have a product to sell.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you there. There's plenty of people that do it. I mean, I'm not one, right?
I respect.
I'm not one, right? So, but I'm not going to argue with you about the fact that there are entrepreneurs out there and people that make money off of their entrepreneurial spirit.
Me
But
personally,
but
I
but when you
can't
say
get it.
but you have to understand that it is offensive to me, a person who works and who have people that work that actually perform a service for the government and haven't and are not people who are just receiving the check for nothing. That's not we're not talking about people that getting paid to do a no-show job, right? We're talking about people that actually have real jobs that have been dedicated to their jobs for a long period of time. And someone who doesn't work saying, well, they're federal people. I don't give a shit if they lose their job. They probably don't deserve it. Is to me, it's offensive, and I don't understand why you can't see how that can be offensive, especially considering what you just said.
What I see what I see is he doing exactly what he said. He says he's downsizing, and with downsizing, you know what I'm saying, you can't make everybody happy, Adrian. And Donald Trump trying to make everybody happy, it's impossible. He can't make you happy. He can't make Annette Banks happy. You know what I'm saying? He can't make everybody happy all the time. What he have to do is go what's best for what he thinks is best for the country. He may be wrong on some things, right? He may not be right about all the things, but he has to go what he think is best for the country, right? And it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about that person. It's about what he thinks best for all of us. And that law may not help all of us, but if it helped majority of us, that's all he can ask for. Every law he's passed is not going to help everybody. It's impossible. So you want him to pass laws for you, you know what I'm saying, and not nobody else. Only laws you believe in, only laws that you think is right, only laws that you morally feel that is correct, and fuck what everybody else feel is only what you feel morally.
Well, that's not what I said. And actually what I said is totally different than what you just said. Because what I said was that I don't receive any benefit from the government, but I understand why people receive benefits. I don't receive nothing from the government, but you don't hear me out here laying basting against people that get shit from the government. I say, if people are in a difficult spot, I hope they use the system the right way and are not taking advantage of it. That's what I hope. But you'll never see me going in opposition to someone getting something. You're not hearing me say, hey, you got a program for people that are ex-felons to get houses for free? Why should they get a house versus someone who didn't go to jail? Right? Like literally that's the argument that everybody can make against you. Why would you give a guy who's a felon a job or a house or any kind of benefit when there are people who didn't do that don't get it?
What I would tell them is, they have the same opportunity I have if
All
they
the-
apply it themselves for
if
the
they
same
went
position.
to if they went to prison and then they
qualify.
qualify for the program and then they got it.
It's nothing.
But what
It's
I'm
nothing.
saying is that
It's
everybody,
nothing special. It's not.
everybody,
It's nothing
everybody,
special, right?
black,
It's different programs for different people. It may not be a penitentiary. It may be a single mother. It may be a recovering addict. It's different programs for
listen,
different people. You know what I'm saying?
black,
It may be medical.
black.
It's different programs. It's not just me.
I don't know if you understood what I meant, right? What I meant was it isn't that what I'm saying isn't about you. It's about anyone that qualifies for anything. Anybody who don't get it can look at that and say, why should they get that? They don't deserve it. Take it away, right? You'll never hear me, a person who gets nothing, say that anyone should get anything taken away, because I figure that if they're getting it, they need it. Right. So no matter what program it is, whether it's your program or Annette Banks or John Frank or anybody, Joe Barron, whatever they get, I say they probably get it because they need it. And the reason why it was created was to help people. Right. As long as it's not something where they're just stealing with a no-show job, they're fucking working for it in some kind of a way. And it's a benefit to them to help them to get to the next step. But everybody can do, everybody can do what you're doing.
Adrian, I was fresh out of prison, right? Yeah. I never rented or anything in my house, had no name and things like that, had no lease and things in my life, you know what I'm saying? Always been doing the hustling shit, right? So when these people gave me an advantage, they put me in the door when I couldn't get in the door myself because I had no income and things like that. So ain't nobody like, oh, you do stand-up comedy, oh, you make this. They didn't do that. So what happened was I got this assistance because, like you said, I needed it at the time. I didn't take advantage of it because I'm in LA. There's rents out here $2,500, $3,500 a month. You know what I'm saying? The move in is $7,000 a month, shit like that, right? So at that time, I needed the assistance to put a foot in the door, and I took advantage of that system, right? And I took advantage of the opportunity. It's not me beating the system or taking advantage of a system. They gave me opportunity. The rest is up to me.
So I'm not begrudging you for that. Right, you didn't hear me say anything about you doing that shit. I say, hey, fuck, it sounds like it works out for you. It sounds like it worked out for you that the system exists. What I'm saying is that a person who did that and used that system will then turn around while using it and point to other people that are using different systems and say, y'all niggas need to get jobs. Y'all motherfuckers need to find something to do with yourself. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps while receiving the fucking benefit. That's what I'm saying. The fact that you don't get that part is what bothers me.
I heard John Frank say the programs will be closed. I don't give a fuck if they close. I prepared myself. How much money? John Frank, how much money you want me to take a picture of and send you right now? You know what I'm saying?
Don't take no pictures of no money because Elon Musk is counting your money, dog.
I wouldn't give a fuck. You can't count my money. You know what I'm saying?
Elon Musk is counting your money.
He can't count my money.
Listen. He got your tax returns and he got your bank statements. He gonna say this.
My money. I'm smart.
Exactly.
I don't pay no
He gonna say these.
I'm like Donald Trump. Donald Trump said I don't pay no tax because I'm smart.
He say these things. He say these things don't. He say these things don't line up, and we're gonna have to do something about that. You got way too much money for how much money you propose.
Niggas ain't supposed to pay taxes anyway. This taxes shit just came. We didn't used to pay no taxes. This taxes shit just came in what the 1936. This some new shit. This not
income tax.
Shit
Income taxes
for centuries.
Income
and made our
taxes.
country. We never lived with no damn taxes.
I don't know what year. What year was income tax? Was
shit. Then we start paying all these motherfucking taxes.
What year was
like
it?
That.
What year was income tax first?
Banks and shit like that. Banks didn't come into existence until like 1936. That was when the first banknote came out in 1936.
Oh no, no. That's not true. So look.
When the first banknote came out,
wait. Let's correct Black Rosebud right here.
Who the first banknote?
Listen. I'm going to correct it right now. You let me talk. It says in 1861, the 16th Amendment of the United States Constitution created an official federal income tax. So that was 1861. So it was not 1936. 1861 was when they made their first income tax.
Okay, how were they keeping up with their income tax?
I don't know how they kept up with it back then. Motherfuckers sending tax collectors to your door. Listen,
they couldn't regulate the income tax because they had no way to control the flow of money. So the bankers union came up with, well, we can help you keep control of people's money, and they came up with the IRS. And then in 1936 was when the first dollar bill was printed. You know what I'm saying? Because they was loaning people money out. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't back it in gold, so they came out with certificates. Come on, man.
Black.
Money just came out. People are like money is old.
Hey,
money just came out.
Black.
Money ain't even 100 years old.
The first, you sound crazy right now, dog. You sound crazy right now. Listen, keep those thoughts to yourself. Those thoughts are not true. And please, anyone want to Google when the first dollar bill was created? The first dollar bill was not created in 1936. We've had dollar bills.
You talking about federal notes? I'm not talking about a federal note. I'm talking about a note. I'm talking about a note, a promissory note with the government give you. I'm not talking about.
I have no idea.
I'm not talking about a gold note, a silver note.
I'm not talking about I'm
talking about the Federal Reserve note.
You don't know what you're talking about, right?
Federal Reserve
Listen, what you're talking about is the gold standard, right? And you're conflating a bunch of different things and putting them all together, right? The gold standard.
When did the first federal dollar come out, Adrian?
What are you talking about? When the first
the dollar you got, the greenback dollar you got right now in your pocket, right? When did that come out?
Black Rosebud. What money?
I'm asking the question. When did it come out?
I don't fucking know when the first dollar came out, but I know.
I'm going to tell you 1936, but you telling me it's not.
I'm telling you that it's not 1936.
Okay, well, tell me what date it is.
Okay. Wait. So what money did they use before 1936?
They use certificates. They use gold. If you look at
wait. Stop right there. Stop. So what you're saying is that 1935, people in America were walking around with gold coins in their pocket.
No.
Okay, so people had dollars, and they had probably one. No, man. Hey, listen.
They have certificates.
Hey, I gotta go cook dinner. It's 7. Hey, Black. It's 7 o'clock on the East Coast. Hey, listen.
And when you traded that certificate, you traded that note, and you got your weight in gold.
Come back tomorrow. Hey, listen. Thanks. Hey, Annette.
What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm out too. Come back tomorrow so we can talk about the
money was back in
the
gold.
magical.
You don't know nothing about money.
Listen. Hey, Black. You are so. Hey, Black. You are so wrong at what you're talking about.
You don't know nothing about the money, man.
Tune in next time so we can learn about how Black Rosebud.
That's why we having this
turn a gold bar to $1. Right?
Nobody said it was a gold coin. It was a gold. They had gold coins. You know what I'm saying? And then if you Google it, each state is responsible for the weight and the measurement of that gold for its worth. Each state. So each state was supposed to be able to determine their own money, right? Because when a dollar bill came out, they came out the dollar bill and the grandma called. The dollar bill was
okay. Black Rosebud. Hey, Black. Just be quiet for a minute because I don't want anyone to walk away thinking that what you're saying is true. What Black Rosebud is saying is not true. It is in no way true.
What part
okay,
is it?
None of it. So this is what happened, right? In 1933. Franklin D. Roosevelt took the United States off the gold standard. And what the gold standard was that for every dollar printed, we had gold commiserate to that dollar. So we had gold. We had gold in the gold reserve that represented how much money the government printed, right? So our actual money was backed by gold in a bank. Right, but you didn't walk around with gold coins in your pocket. You walked around with fucking paper. The money was backed by gold in the bank, and you could have went to the bank and. Let me finish. Let me. You don't know what you're talking. Listen. You said, hey, Black. You don't know what you're talking. Black. You have no idea. Black. Just hey, Black. Please. Hey, Black. Please.
It's a promissory note.
Please let me finish, right? Because I don't. You're conflating things and you're saying things.
How? It's the truth.
Listen. The gold standard is what backed the money until 1933. For every dollar that was printed, America had gold to back it. In 1933, America said, "Listen, our credit is good. Our credit is good, so we don't have to have gold in a bank to back every dollar. If we tell you that we're going to pay you, we're going to pay you." And that's how the U.S. government has operated since 1933. Okay, y'all. Hey, I'm out, dog. Because Black Rosebud has no idea what he's talking about, and he's being loudly wrong. Like fuck being wrong, loudly wrong. And on top of the fact that he's loudly wrong, I'm reading this from off of what happened, right? So I'm not even using my memory like he is to say something wrong. I'm reading what happened to tell you what actually happened, and he's still laughing, which means that I'm insane for having this conversation. But I do have to go because I have to dinner. Hey, thanks for clicking the link, Black. Though I'm probably gonna do this again tomorrow because, fuck. All right, dog. I'm out, man.
I just have one thing to say.
You could have subscribed to any other YouTube channel, but you chose to subscribe here. So, hit that notification, hit that like button, and tune in with Adrian and Glib Talk. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's clear. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's clear. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 Let's all get right on the late night with a little discussion or a heated debate on sports, news, current events. Glib Talk is where you gotta tune in for facts and different opinions. This is Glib Talk, hosted by Adrian, who dissects the dichotomy of the fake news by its views. Trying to get to the truth, or we could just shoot the shit. We all trolls in his, that's why the chat stay lit. In the live stream where everyone